3 seconds.
Nothing on my face.
Welcome,
live?
everybody. Yeah, we are. Welcome.
All right.
We got an awesome night of some TCL ahead of us. Thanks, everyone, for coming. We have the Footlongs, formerly undefeated, suffering a loss last week, coming up against the Kangaroo Corral. I'm Reform Bully here with Music. Music, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. Small heat wave in Washington State, but I'll live. How are you doing?
I am suffering that same heat wave on the other side of the country, and I have my fans and air conditioning at full blast for this casting. I expect to be thoroughly covered in sweat by the end of it, though, so
Oh.
we will see.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have Kangaroo Corral versus the Footlongs. What do you think of these two teams, Bully?
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? Like, I think most teams and most people look at this and they see Footlongs who have been pretty dominant. I mean, obviously last week suffering a pretty big loss versus Kangaroo Corral, who are bottom of the standings of our remaining teams. They have one win, but of course that comes from a forfeit. So they're looking to pick up their first real win tonight. Um, it's going to be interesting. I think on paper it looks a lot worse than it is, though. I really don't think it's actually that ridiculous to expect Kangaroo Corral to win tonight. We saw last week there's been a clear recipe put forth to actually beat Footlongs, and it's going to be interesting to see if Kangaroo Corral can actually follow it. I think they're actually really well positioned to do so. So Blood last week absolutely slammed Hippo, and put him really far behind. And I think Lyle Walt, being the first top laner picked, or second top laner picked in the draft, should be able to do that same thing. I think he's actually the slightly better laner than Blood, having laned against them both quite a bit. I just want to see if he can translate lane leads into an actual carry performance.
That's
But
true.
if he can, I think it's actually a series tonight. But of course, you're going to have to favor the Footlongs here. How about you? What are you thinking?
I think it's gonna be a banger of a game. We have two strong top laners. I think on the jungle it's more. I think it's Footlong favorite. And then for mid lane we have I think it's who's their mid lane? It's mid versus Althena, right?
Mid Althena, yeah. I
Yeah,
think going into the season, you might have really stared at this and thought there's a gap, but honestly, I think it's
there
looking the
may
other way
not.
around. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it might look the other way around. We're gonna have to see which mid shows up. Last season, he obviously tore everyone a new one, but this season, he's kind of fallen off.
Let's
Um,
see. Let's see if Mid can get his stride back and see if he can beat
yeah,
Althena and carry for his team.
yeah, if we get carry, I'll take mid, a la season 2 TCL, then it's really gonna be anyone's match tonight. Althena has looked mostly, pretty great. I actually think he plays around the wave really well. He's pretty good at managing the waves and using the pressure that 12 inch gives him to actually protect himself on some of these scaling champs, like the
Mm-hmm.
Victor, like the Vladimir. I didn't like the adaptation into the Akali last week, even though I know he really enjoys that champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see how this team evolves. I think actually last week that was really a story of them being behind on the meta. They weren't prepared to play the Ezreal. Stalking them on solo queue, I know they are definitely prepared to play that tonight. So we'll see if that's allowed through or if that's just banned every game.
True.
And I know that they are really working hard to put themselves in a spot where they're really well oiled approach with Senna comps and wacky supports are really pushing into more of a more updated look. Really not getting rid of all the old stuff that they had, but looking to push in and sort of update it. Same styles, but new champion picks and some stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
As it looks like we're heading right into the draft right now.
All right.
Of course,
Let's move this to our different off. Let's move this to a different board. How does that sound, Bully?
yeah, yeah, sounds good to me. Let's go over to the classroom real quick. All right. Yeah, Hippo banning here. I'm gonna be interested to see. Blue side is a pretty huge advantage, I think, in this pick ban. As the Diana ban
Diana?
coming through for I'll take mid. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think Diana is one of those mid lane assassins that can really take over the game.
Ooh,
Mirrored
they're
with a
taking with
Senna
Senna.
ban. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Well, Tail Whip is known to play Senna so far, and his patent pending Seraphine pick, right? So,
Sure.
it's literally between Seraphine and Senna, and who do you want more? Do you want the Senna or do you want the Seraphine at this point, right?
Well, so like I was saying though, it's going to be interesting. Do they know that he's playing the Ezreal right now? So there's Pantheon ban. I like that. It's interesting to see. I think that champion is markedly different than anything else 12-inch plays.
That's true.
On the flip side, the Echo is obviously a mid-staple pick, and Camille I think is really good. They leave Ezreal up.
Take away the
That's
Trundle
interesting.
ban. Okay.
I think this
Um,
has to be B1 Ezreal. If they're prepared to play it, this should be Ezreal here every single time.
I don't know.
Let's see.
It still sounds like a Seraphine pick. In all honesty, the 12 inches team. Okay, you're right.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, there's
Ezreal.
Ezreal. Okay, so I think that's a huge blunder. I think they were going to pick Ezreal no matter what. So I don't know why they're banning Senna. Um, I think granted, I know a lot of the people on 12 inches team, but I was pretty sure they were prepared to pick the Ezreal no matter what if it was left up. So I think the Senna's a wasted ban here. Flip side, Speedy Ashe has been a champ he's been pretty comfortable on. I don't know that I love it as an answer to Ezreal, but should at least be able to push around in the early game.
A
And
Nocturne.
left up, actually, this is interesting. So this kind of fell through. I think Nocturne may just be the best champion on this patch. And
Well,
if you're comfortable
given the
playing
changes
it,
to Stridebreaker,
the
right?
changes to Stridebreaker have him at a 55% win rate in 3 positions right now. So it should be a flex. I know Lyle Walt plays it too. And I believe Wally Wart plays it. And it wouldn't actually be that far from anything Mid would play. I don't know if he has that in his repertoire, but it is a flexible pick as well. So I think that's one that's all actually fallen through the
The
cracks.
Alfina, other patent pending
Alfina
Vladimir
Vlad.
at this point.
Yeah. Oh, dude. After losing to this Vlad pick, this Vlad is nasty. And there's Hippo set. So interesting, and instantly ripping the Silas. I think that's smart. Getting Mid's pick in here before he can get banned out with the remaining 2 is smart. There are only so many of these melee point-click champions that he likes to play that you can pick. So I think getting that, especially when you see your matchup mid, is pretty important.
I see 2 support bans in their future, honestly,
Yeah.
because I don't think they're gonna ban the 12-inch Urgot. And IREP's honestly Champool is very annoying to deal with, given the Shen, given like he also plays Shaco and AP Malphite. I think
So
that
it's interesting. I don't love the Shen ban here. I don't think he would have played it without the Senna, because their core strat was sort of fasting it. I would love an Urgot ban here actually. To disagree with you a little bit, I don't know what 12-inch plays with Urgot, Trundle, and Pantheon off the board. Those are sort of his core 3 champions, and I think the weakness of having to pick the Ezreal Blue 1 is that you've sort of put your most flexible player on a champion really quick. They banned Hecarim instead.
Okay.
They're daring for the Urgot pick here. That's interesting. So interestingly, we don't have Lyle Walt's pick yet. This could be Urgot here. It's actually a pretty decent matchup into the set. Set is going to stack a lot of health, and Urgot does a lot of percentage health. And there's a Yuumi ban. That may seem kind of random, but Tilted Tom is actually one of the OG Yuumi players. And I know he's been playing a lot of it lately. I don't know that he would have run it with Ashe. That seems a little troll, but who knows?
I mean, he could run it with Ashe for the laning phase and then run straight to Silas and Nocturne, because those 2 are the hardcore carries. So
yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
it's disabling any future fights that could be caused by a Yuumi, right?
Fair point. I would like to see Urgot here if they Kale.
Kale.
I heard this was in the works. Yeah, so I think Kale's a nasty matchup into the set, and I know Lyle Walt was talking to me about how much he likes the pick. There's Urgot, which is why I'm kind of confused about the Hecarim ban. And I think this should be Shaco or Maokai for IREP, unless he's going to show us something new here. I don't know what else he would play. I heard in the works that Lyle was working on... He did promise us some wacky picks in the chat, in the Discord today. The Kale is one that I know he's been talking to me about for a couple weeks now. I think the pick is actually super strong, and yeah, there's IREP Shaco in response. Really tanky team comp here coming out of the side of the Footlongs, especially when you consider that Ezreal's probably going to have a pretty defensive build, excuse me. I'm going to be interested to see what the support pick is here to round it out. Tom tends to play a lot of engage tanks.
I'd like to see a Nautilus maybe, or a Leona, no?
It's going to be a little awkward to play that into something like the Shaco, though. Shaco can just block a lot of your engages with the box setup. There's a
Rel. That's actually better.
I don't hate Rel here. Yeah, I think Rel is pretty good. I think Rel Nocturne makes a lot of sense. Same with Silas as well. It is going to be interesting. I think if we don't get this game is going to put a lot on Wally Warp, I think, to execute. He's going to have to get to level 6 and really make those ultimates count because he's going to be a lot of the AD damage on this team. Conversely, I think the side of Footlongs has a really nasty, tanky bruiser comp, right, which is kind of all their
Yeah.
staple picks. But that is going to be difficult to play into picks like Ash and picks like Kale. So it's going to be, I'm really not quite sure who has the edge in this draft. I think it's close. Like I said, I would have liked a couple different bans maybe from the side of Kangaroo Krail, but you know what? I can see worlds where they win this. It does feel a little disjointed to me that you're picking champions like Nocturne and Silas with something like Kale and Ash. I think those champions are going to struggle to fight together. But we'll
Mhm.
see, we'll
Which comp
see.
do you think is harder to execute?
Oh,
Or what which okay, let
definitely,
me rephrase. Which is the easiest comp to execute right now in your eyes?
definitely Footlong's comp is easier. So not only is it their core team comp, right? Like these are all champs we've seen them dominate on before. Obviously, 12-inch Hip Master is playing that Urgot. Hippo is spamming the set every time it's available to him. Althena's Vlad is disgusting. I remember we had a team fight where he literally solo killed my entire backline, killed 3 of them instantly, when it was looking like we might have some hope in the game. So that felt pretty awful to play against. Tailwhip got the broken Ezreal and IREPs on his weird Shaco. I really do give the edge to Footlongs in terms of ease of execution. That being said,
Towards
I
late
can
game?
definitely see a
Okay.
world where Kangaroo Krail scales into the late game and can actually kite pretty well with this comp and punish some
Okay.
of the lack of engage on the flip side of the Footlongs.
Okay. So what you're trying to say, what you're saying is 12-inch has an easier execute. However, if you give the scaling time and you give leads to mid's team, you're saying that mid has a very good chance of winning this game 1.
So it's not even just scaling as much as I would say if they know how to properly execute this comp, if they're oiled on it, they know how to kite back, bait out some of the summoners, bait out some of the cooldowns, and then turn on a dime with the Nocturne and the Silas and the Rel.
Okay.
Um, I think it can actually be pretty hard winning for them, especially because a lot of these champions are pretty ridiculous on this patch right now.
Agree.
Um, but it's gonna be hard. I do think they are pretty heavy AP damage. Obviously, have dual AP solo laners, but it's pretty balanced out by the Nocturne and the Ashe. That being said, the heavy AP threat should make the Ezreal a little less efficient because he can't just go into that easy Frozen Heart and just turn off a lot of AD damage, right? Because there's quite. I mean, he can still do it. It's just not going to give him as much efficiency versus this comp, which is good.
Yeah.
I actually think it would be really grief had they had any more AD on this comp. I think it's pretty good that they. Ezreal is one of those champions that I think really forces you to draft a well-balanced team comp.
Yeah.
And I think they've done that. It's just going to be a question of can the Kangaroo Krail execute this comp, which I think is objectively harder to execute than Footlongs. That being said, I do have a gripe, and that is that Footlongs, and they do this a lot, doesn't draft any engage on this comp. They have 3 champions with almost no mobility, top, jungle, and mid. And then Ezreal Shaco, which is going to be pretty good at stalling out fights that are coming into you, but should they fall behind early, and you saw this a lot versus Blood's team, versus Dads After Dark last week when they got 2-0'd, they fell behind and they just couldn't engage any winning fights because they tend to skimp on the engage and just trust in the strength of their laners. As we are now finally, it looks like, going to get into game. Spectator delay is out of the way.
Yeah, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I am really excited for this. Huge implications on the standings. With
Agreed.
my team's win last night, it is going to be incumbent on Footlongs to win out. If they do win out, they should have sole possession of the first seed. Um, it
Oh,
is
that is true.
yeah. So every game here for them really does matter, especially after they just dropped the game last week, looking to rebound. Meanwhile, for Kangaroo Corral, things are still looking pretty dire for them. Obviously, some I guess good news for them with the whole mantra situation. But as we get on the rift here, they're going to need to find a win, and a win against the presumptive favorites would be pretty massive.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So let's see if this happens. Is that 12-inch would invade again? Because 12-inch's team is notorious for invading. Do you think they're gonna 5-point this, or do you think they're gonna invade this at some point?
So knowing Raymond, he's going to really want to invade, but his level 1 is not that strong. It's interesting they didn't actually 5-point here. You can see 12 inches down on the bot side. I'm really not clear. Yeah, now they're moving. It's a little bit of a weird start, but I don't
I
hate it.
think it's okay with Tailwhip being being mid. Normally the jungler's supposed to be there, but I think given Tailwhip, more range can poke with a Q if they kind of disrespect the range, right? It would be
Actually
okay.
like it a lot. The more I think about it, I actually really do like it a lot because he can get some mana flow stacks mid. You're not going to
Yeah.
really get anything out of Vlad being there. He's actually more at threat than he is safe. And then also, so this is one thing I want to highlight with the Shaco pick. Obviously, an IREP special, something a little bit, it's become more orthodox, but still pretty out there. It actually allows 12-inch to get away with a lot of these champions that are pretty weird, like the Urgot, right? So these boxes are actually going to give him one hell of a leash. He's going to basically have his first 2 camps cleared by the time Wally has this buff cleared.
Yeah.
Using the Rel W to help leash his camp, maybe knowing that 12-inch is getting the best leash of his life. Ooh, wow.
Giving quality box control.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. The jungle here, you're seeing Logan and Raymond sort of mirror clear. It's actually pretty close between the two clear speed wise. Nocturne's actually pretty strong because he has a deceptively fast clear speed, as we see some trading on top.
I think the Shaco will help more than makes up for it, right? Given the Shaco box advantage, like
Yeah.
Urgot's clear is normally slow, correct? And with Shaco box is there dishing out additional damage, it just helps match the clear speed.
Oh,
Okay, you see a small engage, small fight.
they have 2 here. This is definitely winnable. There's the stun on IREP. As damage coming down, and yeah, he's half health now. Really good laning, really big disrespect from Footlong's bot lane. That's a level 2 spike. You gotta know when that's coming.
Good trades by Kangaroo Corral bot lane.
Really good. As we see, actually, pretty interestingly enough, Wally Warp is matching the clear speed of the Urgot in spite of that super leash he got. Really highlighting the strength of this Nocturne. I want to see him farm hard for 6. Nothing before then. I think he should do his best to, at the absolute most, mirror a gank. But not force one of his own until he has that powerful Paranoia ultimate. This is some trading coming down bot side. Yeah, honestly, this Ashe pick is really pushing the Ezreal around. Ezreal obviously not known for a crazy strong early game, but really proving how effective it is.
Right, early mid, Wally Warp comes for a gank.
Wally doing exactly what I didn't think he should do and making me look like an idiot. He's gonna have the slow here. I think that's gonna have to be flash from Althena.
And Althena gives
is.
Oh my! Oh my
wow, I didn't think that
god!
would finish.
The last hit on the ignite.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive. That's going to be a huge lead for Altic mid. It's honestly pretty disrespectful of Althena not flashing anything there. Obviously didn't expect the kill. I didn't expect it to kill him, so... But that is an awesome first blood. That's what you want to see if you're a fan of the Kangaroo Corral tonight. It's going to have to be kills from the mid jungle to suspend this game and let that Kale free scale into the later game, where I believe he can just take over.
Alright, it looks like 12-inch is positioning for something here. Good turnaround. Just go for his golems.
Yeah, I think that's probably best. I don't really think the Urgot is going to have any threat on this bot lane right now. Although it is a weird lane state down bot. They do have a pretty... Well, no, it's going to push back eventually. It's actually even minions down bot. I don't like that Tokutom is actually staying here down bot. I think, yeah, he's getting jumped on right now. I think he's eating a lot of health unnecessarily here. Oh, he is going to get the Ignite out of IREP. I think that's a little premature, but I would have liked to see him back there. The wave is pushing back into you anyway, and you can't shove that Raven in time.
Ooh, another fight going on mid. Mid really going in on Althena.
Yeah, you're seeing the strength of the Sylas pick into the Vladimir. It's actually able to pressure it out early and can still match a lot of the fighting late game. Pretty big counter pick. I think this is a solo kill. He's still got the Q. Oh, and he misses it! Oh, great sidestep by Althena, but dang, mid is going to be kicking himself for that. Still gets the ignite though, and 12-inch here to help shove the wave out.
Nocturne coming in for safety return. 12-inch trying for another fight.
Oh,
Mid
I don't
goes
know if he
in
knew
with
this.
the heal, walks away. 12-inch really low.
Gonna have to go into his topside jungle, clear back up, heal back up. Ultimately, both jungles just gonna go back and clear. Both mid laners are pretty low HP. Probably both looking to get a back off. Tom's up here
On support
warding.
violence.
We got some supportive combat up here. Let's see, how's the CS counter going topside? Slight CS deficit, you're probably expecting that. The pre-6 kill obviously not having any ranged autos. At 6, I expect this lane to turn pretty hard on a dime for the kill. Having that range can actually push the set around quite a bit. Still, set actually has an awesome passive. The lower health he gets, the more health regen he gets. So he's actually going to be able to sustain a lot of the poke. But still, I think, as you see it now, the 6 coming in for the kill should be a lot easier to just flip on this lane. Looks like trying to make a gank come down top. No, just backing. He's been pinged out too. I think he's been spotted. Yeah, he's back.
Oh, he has been spotted.
There's an Urgot ult here for mid. So we have a potential solo kill coming down. Ultimately, nothing gonna come of it. Yeah, honestly, if you're looking at this game state, truly even gold, but I think that probably favors Kangaroo Krell. You gotta expect that going into this game, you're staring down a very coordinated footlongs, who have had really good success at controlling objectives and kind of just choking their opponents out. And they're hanging tough with them early. They haven't given up any early Drakes. They haven't given up really anything too big anywhere. They're holding even with them, which is pretty awesome, especially with the draft that you would expect to scale pretty hard. It's just going to be a question of can they execute the teamfight stage of this game, but I think that all signs are looking pretty good for them so far. As you see some pretty nasty trading. PTA on the Kale is going to be a little more aggressive than the Fleet Footwork, which you'll see sometimes. I like it a lot in this lane. It's going to help him out quite a bit. Just seeing Wally Warp. Hands off the blue to Silas. It's going to be interesting to see if they can force anything here, or no, he's just going to back. I don't like Wally Warp stepping into the jungle here. I think there's no...
Oh, he's just going for just small vision to attack Urgot. But he was caught out, the ward will be spotted. Urgot will just time it, kill it away.
So interestingly, I think this bot should have pretty clear priority for the bulk of the game. I would like to see Wally Warp maybe force a play using the Ashe ultimate and using the Rel CC.
Towards bot lane?
Try to set up a Drake play. It should be a pretty easy Drake. You can honestly maybe just start walking at it. Especially given the priority that he and his mid laner have gotten for themselves mid, and the natural priority that the Ashe Rel is going to have into the Ezreal Shaco. I would like to see him attempt an early Drake. He is going through the river right now. There's not really anything here for him, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Pretty sizable CS lead for 12-inch now. As you can see, the Urgot, the early clear may be weak, but eventually he's going to just sort of take off with that.
That's true. Wally Warp did have some interesting pathing choices. 12-inch, given that he's just been going straight from camp to camp. So I think that 12-inch has the advantage because he has just been only going camp to camp, and he hasn't really been doing much other than that.
Yeah, I really like that. I think Wally Warp may be a little nervous about trying to match, obviously, a very high-ranked jungle. And I think he just needs to slow it down a bit. I think he's doing fine. Just keep clearing
little scuffle at Rift Herald. Shelly just chasing everyone around. Shelly will reset.
And everything goes back to normal. Yeah. And they're just gonna clear out vision. I really would like to see this pace of the game stay if you are Kangaroo Krell. I think this game pace is really good for them. Just keep it slow. Play your game, maybe push a couple things through mid, but I think as the game goes, you should see it really tilt in their favor.
We see a Nocturne
Nocturne
on top lane.
solo kill for Hippogriff. And traded
Hippo-
back by Wally Warp. That is massive for Hippo. It's still going to be winning, I think, for the side of... Oh, hold on. We have a fight down mid lane.
Another fight mid lane. Althena goes down.
Solo kill for
my
Altic
god, mid is doing really well today.
We're getting season 2 mid, it looks like.
He has eaten his Wheaties for the past weeks and has shown up today.
Yeah, finally, I think this is an awesome sign for Kangaroo Corral. Mid is in form, it looks like, going into this game. Has 2 kills already now. Obviously, one of those came with help from his jungle, but the other one, he's just taking that lead and running with it, which is really what you saw from Mid last season. Great to see him back in his form right now. And pretty sizable gold lead. The Drake did go over. It's going to be 1,100 gold lead for Kangaroo Corral.
The next Drake is Cloud Drake. So we are looking at an explosive Infernal or Mountain Soul later.
Yeah, I think that's really good for Footlongs. You're probably pretty happy that you're going to get a stronger Scaling Soul, because I think it is good at helping you match any late game. I think whoever gets the Soul is going to end up winning this game if it gets to that stage.
That's true.
Down mid. Really nasty trade from that Silas. That matchup is... If you get a lead on the Silas, it gets real bad.
What are your thoughts into fighting a Silas or a Vlad in general? Do you think that anti-heal or heal cut would be very important here in that matchup? Or because both laners don't seem to have gotten it, and I know mid is just stronger. That's why he can go for it. Starting to 12-inch trying for a gank. Ezreal throws an ulti. Bot lane walks to safety. You can answer the question now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, they did get the kill on bot, which is kind of big. But yeah, I don't think heal cut is very good on the Silas at the bare minimum. I actually think the heal cut items are pretty effective in a Silas, because they actually, Morello's and a couple others, cut your healing the lower health you are, and Silas's heal actually increases the lower health he is, right? So that core gameplay pattern is going to be countered directly by the Grievous Wound items. Still, I don't really like them on either champion, at least not this early in the game. I would like to see 12-inch pick up some heal cut as the game progresses. And probably if I were Kangaroo Corral, I would like to see it on Speedy. I think the Ashe is going to be pretty great at applying those Grievous Wounds. I do think both sides should get it. There's going to be enough healing to justify it.
Okay.
Insert a meme about me and my love for Grievous Wounds.
Your double Grievous Wound strat. Oh yeah. Fight ensues. Wallywar gets to walk out of here. Let's see if 12-inch will fight this. Okay, Set goes for the ulti.
Huge ult on everyone. Wallywar flashes
Oh my
out.
gosh, 12-inch gets a gnarly ulti flash into the fear. Chasing Altic mid.
Oh, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, mid stole Shaco ult. He used it mid fight. 12-inch gets an ulti down on Wally Warp, pulls him in, and as he pulls him in, he flashes over the wall to get a fear. But then mid is able to walk out because the clone is just kind of blocking everything. And as 12-inch is chasing him with his W active, his clone dies, which fears him. Mid just gets to walk away from that.
Yeah, so the Shaco clone, I think, the Shaco ult steal on the Silas really did confuse. I know it confused the heck out of me. It looked like it also confused 12-inch, who was a little confused when he got Shaco boxed after that.
I think 12-inch knew who the target was.
Yeah.
The only problem is he couldn't stop. He didn't stop his W in time, and the clone ended up dying. Where he couldn't chase, right? Because given Shaco box, when you kill the Shaco box, the clone, it's feared, right? You slow and a fear, so sure. It's just very unlucky for 12-inch. But you know, good trade going on from the Footlongs.
Yeah, definitely what they need. You see 1,000. Oh, a little less than that, but a 500 gold lead has evolved for them. You see a fight coming down bottom lane, but you have Nocturne right here with the Herald. This is huge. Unfortunately, kill goes over to Tilted Tom, but now they can just drop the Herald and bash down this tower. It is 1450, so there's not going to be any plate gold, but still a big macro point is we see teleport
coming in from top. Let's see if Hippo can actually do. No, Hippo just walks away.
Hippo. Oh, I don't know if you've got this. Yeah, this is an Ashe. Oh, good Ezreal ult from Caleb. I think actually saves Hippo quite a bit there. That was a really good Ezreal ult. It chunked the Ashe to the point where she was like, you know what, I'm good. Hippo did still have flash there too, so probably could have threatened the Ashe if she continued to step right up. But still, that's going to be a massive win for Kangaroo Corral. They get the kill, they get the crash off on the bot tower, I believe. And then
Gale gets
also
soloed
Lyle Walt
through
is now,
HP.
yeah, Lyle is free farming top lane on the kill.
Almost level 11. Oh, Iris disconnected. Let's see if there'll be fight. Nope.
Alright, that's interesting.
We see 12-inch going in for Lyle Wall. Let's see if 12-inch can actually do anything here.
Throws the E, but he's doing a good job cutting Lyle off. Yeah, I don't think there's any way Lyle gets
Oh, he misses the ult! I think he
Yeah.
still gets this, yep.
I don't even think he needed to. Lyle obviously still has flash, still has kill off, accepts his fate. I think if he had just kill ulted and walked away, he may have been able to get out, but on the flip side, 12-inch ganking top means the Drake is undefended, and there's a big wave crashing bot. So it's going to be a
Mountain!
We've got a Mountain Soul. It is 1-for-1 on Drakes now. It looks like we have an 800 gold lead for Footlongs. But I think overall you have to be happy for this with Kangaroo Corral. This is exactly how you probably want this game to progress, right? You're not getting blown out of the water, which is huge. Yeah. Your gold is on your captain, right? Like, insane player, we know he can carry games. It's going to be interesting to see how well he can backpack his team here on the Sylas pick. We have Trade going down in the mid lane, and it looks like mid's going to get another
solos Althena again, and they are going for top lane. First turret goes to the side of 12-inch. The Footlongs.
Yeah, so Footlongs get first brick, but a huge solo kill mid lane is going to make it at least a lot closer. And keep the gold lead where it is, as mid has an IREF on top of him. That's a shakeout.
It has two IREFs on top of him. Okay, there's the kill.
This is a really fed Sylas.
Oh,
IREF?
My gosh. That's
Alright,
so
well, great.
unlucky.
Great mirror roam by Tom. Interesting decision by IREF. I see who's going for there. And that is just a really fed Sylas now. That is a 4-kill Sylas. He is in prime form to get this game over. And we have, I think, lost vision here.
Into the here's set. Ashe arrow goes in, hits nothing. Ults the Tom, or Nocturne. Shuts down Urgot. Set gets the shutdown on mid. 2 for 1.
So couple trade kills. I think both mid. I'm not sure. So Set got mid shutdown, you said, and then mid got 12-inch shutdown, and then obviously the extra kill also going over to mid side. I think that's definitely winning. You saw the power of the Rel Nocturne combo. Nocturne, he lost vision there for a sec, so it looked a little awkward. But as soon as he got it back, he ults in, and then he has the Rel stun on top of him. So he's able to layer some CC with that paranoia. And honestly, a great use of the two abilities, showing that, like I said, I think Kangaroo Corral's comp is a little harder to execute. But if they know what they're doing and know how to use these champions, I think that it can be pretty effective. And you're starting to see some of that expertise. That's obviously a great sign if you're Kangaroo Corral.
The Kale really helped out in that fight. My brain lagged for a second, but Kale ultied the Nocturne so that he could just keep staying in to cause havoc, right? And she was just all the while standing in the back and just letting Nocturne slap his fist into their face.
Yeah, so like Kale, I think when this champ gets locked in, a lot of people look and they're like, whoa, if that champ gets to the late game, they're taking over the game, right? But also, that ultimate's a pretty strong ability. And if you have a fed Sylas and a fed Nocturne, which they do, champ really acts as an effective enabler and can help them really dominate these team fights and play as almost a support through that top lane. I love the pick here with this comp, and I think it puts him in a really prime spot to take over the game the later it goes. It's going to be a question of, does 12-inch's team have enough engage and have enough damage to cut through a Sylas that has a kill on top of him?
That's true. They'd either have to go for a miracle pick or just get really far ahead and then just go on time. But I find that really hard given the game state right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really going to hinge on the question of, can the Footlongs get control of these neutral pitchers if we see a fight coming down?
Nocturne are going over Ezreal! Aiming for the Shaco instead, refocus. Shaco Clone goes down. The gank fails, but they push through instead.
Yeah, a couple
Phenoms
waiting in the
jumping
wing. The bot lane.
Mid
Yeah, both
following
units
and
have been down.
this is a 4v. This is a 4v3. Urgot is top. Let's see if they can. Let's see if they'll take this turret and fight or take this turret and run. It looks like they're fighting.
Oh yeah.
High rep takes down Tilted Tom.
Here comes port from Hippo too. Oh, this could get bloody.
Oh, the flash from Ashe. Hippo chasing down mid. Ashe load R2 OP. Good job.
Fantastic by Speedy. They're turning. A lot of AD carries may have just kept running. Speedy knew he could be pretty safe from the position he was in, and he just turns and slows everyone there with the Ashe W and the Ashe auto. Fight coming down the mid lane. Mid. Looks like the tower's gonna drop. Yeah, fantastic by Speedy there. Really just bailed out his entire team.
That is so good.
Yeah, really, really good use of the champion. You can see the effectiveness of the Ashe into a lot of these melee champs with limited mobility, right? Like, Ashe was able to basically cut them all off.
Kayla's 3 levels away from being a champion. Nocturne ult again, somewhere in River.
But it's not going well.
Ooh, 12-inch takes on Wally Warp and walks away.
That should be Drake.
Dragon is up.
Yeah, so it's like I said, right? Footlong is able to get control of the river after taking that mid tower, and it's set up for a beautiful secure. Wally Warp really walking up a little bit premature, I think. I think you should probably just give that Drake if you're Kangaroo Trail. It is really hard for them to fight into Footlongs in the river. They've got the Shaco bosses, they've got all these champions with limited
going
mobility.
under the turret. Speedy going down. Just a small, being pushed a little too far forward past the turret.
Yeah, we're gonna see Tilted Tom or something mid, it looks like, but no, nothing coming out of there. Yeah, just a little too far up for Speedy. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of these limited mobility champions really flourish when they get control over the river, because then their mobility doesn't really matter, and they still have high damage numbers and high defensive stats. You know, if you have to walk into these Urgot and the Set and Ezreal and the Vlad, it's pretty ridiculous. Alright, so Tilted Tom gets out. It's half out there, but he's okay. Yeah, honestly, really good series of events for Footlongs. They're showing they know how to get their comp. They're not getting pushed around and frazzled as they did last week when a couple kills go against them, which is awesome to see. You're seeing them stay calm, stick to their game plan, control the river, control the objectives when they come up, and really focus on that neutral objective win condition, which is obviously really effective given the current game state these days. You can basically just stack on kills, and if you control them all, you'll get an awesome buff that is never
going for a bouncy box right in front of mid.
Yeah, nothing gonna come of that. Mid is really strong right now. I like him being bot. 1v2, he's gonna be getting a lot of XP. And also it gives Speedy time to get XP mid and just clear a lot of the waves. I don't think, as long as you keep seeing the Ezreal bot, there's any threat for Footlongs on the ban. So it's a really good lane state for Kangaroo Corral. And Tilted Tom jumping in. Great buffer of the Urgot E by 12-inch. And there's the Rel ult and Ignite. Nothing gonna come of it.
All the way through.
Yes, yeah, so, Speedy and Tom not really looking on the same page there. Speedy held Ashe Arrow. So maybe just a little bit of miscommunication. I see the idea that Tom was going for. I think they were a little overzealous, but still.
I think that maybe they were hoping for Wally Warp to come in with another Nocturnal to see if they could get a kill there. But
yeah, not
3 of the members were showing right in mid lane, so I think they had to call it off. A fight top lane, 3v1. Let's see if Hippo can take one down.
Oh, that's a pretty massive shield for Hippo, but I don't like this flash at all. Oh, just barely survives.
Wow,
and now you're starting to see the Kale is starting to make it to the point in the game where she can sort of handle the set. Obviously still needed the help of the Rel there, but I think this Kale is level 14 now, yeah, so at a certain point...
still she's a champ, man.
2 levels and this Kale is going to be a real monster. And then we'll see, right? Honestly, this game comes down to how strong is that Kale really going to be? How well can Lyle play it? I haven't seen enough Kale to really know how it's going to look, right? Like, I know the champ scales well in theory. It's just like, how is it going to look into this comp? I think I still favor them from this state, but it looks like Footlongs have pretty solid execution and are kind of out rotating them here and there. So we will see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of cooling down here. Everyone I think is centering for or revolving around Dragon Vision at this point. But given how Kale wants to kind of get solo XP, go to level 16 as soon as she can, um, everyone's opting to back for a bit, get some wards, refresh, ward for this Mountain Drake, and get ready. Let's see if they can delay Soul here.
it's gonna be
Otherwise,
interesting to
it
see.
is Soul Point for the Footlong if they get this next Drake.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see if they even contest it. If I were Kangaroo Krill, I might just ignore the Drake. It's not Soul, right? Obviously, it hurts to give any dragons, especially to a comp that you think might outscale you. But if you think this kill is really going to be the monster and the menace that she's going, you know, which... Oh, someone's going down here.
Shigo Point is kind of causing havoc.
Walking away with an Urgot ult on him, that was pretty crazy. Mid stole 12-inch salt and threw it at him. A massive 3-level lead for 12-inch over Wally, really showing off how well he was able to just sort of power clear on his signature Urgot pick.
12-inch blows the ulti until the Tom gets away by just jumping out of the way. Nocturne going in with an ulti.
Yeah, see,
causing some confusion.
So there's no paranoia now. I might like to see them. Well, they've got river control. I think it's about as good as it's going to get.
Is TPing into the fray. Let's see how this fight pans out. Oh, IREP has disconnected once more.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, IREP disconnected there. That's going to stall the momentum a little bit as we are sitting here in a pause.
And the rules say it's okay because it's not in the middle of the fight.
Yep, no fight.
They're just about to fight.
Right back into the action. Maybe as the game pauses.
Is there another pause?
I'm not sure what happened. My spectator is also paused, so it is not unique to you. I think we've seen this this bug a couple times. Not sure if it's a bug or what exactly it is. Right, happened a couple streams. As we look at the map here, I really like the setup that the Footlongs have got for this Drake. Right, they have all 3 lanes pushing, so that's gonna put, as we get right back into the action, that's gonna put Kangaroo Krill on a clock here.
They have to fight. They have to make a decision. Otherwise, their waves are gonna push.
Yeah, they're going to be blowing quite a bit of minion XP. I still think this is probably a pretty decent fight for them. This is about as much control over the river as you're going to get versus Footlongs with this comp. So I think take it. Make them fight into the kill with this Tom. This Tom is just going to take the
Okay. Fight it to set ultis Lao Wolf. Lao Wolf fight. Everyone is focusing the set right now.
It's looking
Mid ultis the set away. Kills the Hypocrite. Mid gets away with a sliver of health. Mid kills Shaco. Oh wait, no, he kills the Shaco clone. No, he does kill the Shaco. It is a 3 for 4 on the set. No, I'm sorry. It is a 2 for 4. 3 for 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 for 4. It is 2 for 4. Yeah, math.
We got the math flip behind us, but
it's 2 for 4 on the side of the Footlongs plus a Drake. Mid did cause some havoc, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think they probably should have just waited for the kill to 16. You can see the KO really just didn't have enough power to chop down the front line of the Footlongs. I like the look, but now they've just blown all those waves, got burnt to the side lane, and they didn't get the Drake, and they gave 2 more kills than they got. I think they probably should have just played for their comp skills. You see the paranoia coming down. He lost vision again.
I don't think they want this. Kale is still not 16, and they're aiming for a fight. We also have to acknowledge Wallywarp is 3 levels down from 12-inch.
Yeah, Wallywarp really just needs to stop and farm, but it looks like a lot of his teammates, the Kale namely, is stealing his jungle camps, which feels pretty bad. I would never do that to my jungler, but it happens.
I know only of one mythical jungler who allows that, and it's the Rook Scout.
Yeah.
Props to you, man. When you reach your core, you give everything to your teammates.
Yeah, I got TJ on my team 2 seasons now. If you take his jungle camps, you get
a very angry TJ.
TJ comes. I'm just his piggy bank, man. He just comes to my lane, pillages my wave. Last night he was playing Trundle, and he took the Herald and goes, "Can I have first tower with the plates?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I just backed. Yeah, become I know my spot. That's the difference in junglers, I guess. As you
Difference in
see,
top laners with the junglers.
yeah, Lyle really knowing that he has to hit the 16. So as much as we make jokes about it, I actually like it.
No, yeah.
Lyle hit 16, and this game is definitely within reach. I think even if the soul comes through, um, a farmed up Kale could actually be a pretty big menace to
He is
this.
lacking a smidge on items though. He is behind on items versus versus Hippo. So
Looking at that.
let's see if she can keep let's see if they can keep up. Because it
Yeah,
looks like she is building lasagnas and aiming to survive long fights
so
or drawn out
interesting.
fights.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know Silas builds, but the Nash's Tooth seems a little weird to me. Um, Still, obviously, 7 and 1. He's going to have a lot of the gold for Kangaroo Trail. It's going to be interesting to see if he can carry this fight.
Oh, looks like Baron is being charged.
It's running really quick.
Um, and the Kangaroo Trail do not know.
Yeah,
Now they
Sigma the
know.
wheel.
It
It's
is
gone.
too late. All right.
It is gone.
Blue, Footlongs get Baron with no contest.
So
Kale just aiming. Kale
Kale
is
has
16, by the way.
Yeah, Kale hitting her spike, getting the bot tower. I actually don't despise that trade. I think probably lose if you fight into them anyway, but obviously plus sleeping, I would have liked to see maybe a 50-50 attempt or something. Because I think this game is not just by it's going to be interesting to see how strong this Kale is at 16. This is going to kind of determine whether the pick was good or not. If this Kale can carry from this stage of the game at level 16, they're really forcing for an engage here. And it looks like they're going to get it.
Going into 12 it, Iris Cohen's walking around the back line. Walrus gets an ult from Kale. Speedy goes down. Kale goes down. Mid will ultimately go down. It is an ace, a quadra kill from Althena.
Yeah, that's going to be game.
That is game close.
Yeah, so great team fight from Footlongs. Obviously showing off how strong their comps can be from ahead. If you have to dive into an Urgot and they're set and they're planned, it's a really big uphill battle. I think obviously showing off that they adapted well and picked up this Ezreal. Obviously not a ridiculous performance from Tewet, but still great nonetheless. Doing exactly what he was expected to do on the champion.
Yeah.
Showing off just how oppressive he can be.
Again, ease of execution.
Do you want to go into our lecture hall music to
Yeah.
look at this post game?
Let us go to this post game lecture hall. What's up, guys? Look at our post game lecture hall.
Yeah, looking at this, this if we could see damage breakdown, maybe. Um, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of damage coming out from actually everyone on Footlongs. They're all kind of carrying equal weight here.
Look at the damage between Mid and Althena.
Look
That
at the
is a
jungle
close.
diff.
That is close. That is true. That is true. The jungle
There's
difference was actually a little crazy. Walwarp did give a lot to start those fights, and all the while, 12-inch kept his CS lines up. His CS numbers were on fire.
yeah,
I think at some point I saw 12-inch like over 220, and Walwarp was still a little over 120,
yeah. He
130.
had well over 100 CS lead, I think, at the end of that game, which is pretty massive. I would have liked to see Wally slow it down a bit. I think this is something a lot of lower ranked jungles do. Is they just look to do stuff on the map,
They
right?
just
They're
try to
feeling the
pull the
pressure.
trigger way too early.
Yeah, just play it
Hmm.
slow, man. Like you're versus the Urgot. Watch what Raymond's just sort of full clearing here, right?
Yeah.
And getting a huge lead for it. I'd like to see him maybe choose fewer fights and pick them a little more carefully if he's going to play a champ like Nocturne that is really ultimate dependent. Um, and look to sort of push in points where they can really get a larger lead than just a kill here or there, right?
Yeah.
Still did a really good job unlocking mid. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough.
It was just unfortunate because um here's a top lane that needs absolute time to scale, right? And then you have a mid lane which was able to get such a good lead, right? A jungler who just kept pushing fights even though they didn't have to. And then a bot lane that also needs time to scale but also doesn't do much early, correct? So
Yeah,
now I honestly think that giving the Ezreal away was a little too rough.
yeah.
So
Especially if you're
maybe
gonna.
we'll see Speedy taking Ezreal. next game
Yeah.
if they elect for blue side.
Yes.
Uh,
So I'm kind of just hoping that everyone bans Ezreal for the rest until there's any nerfs for that champion. I I think he should just see the handshake,
yeah.
ban him on red side, pick him if he's up on blue side. But I
All
think
right.
we should see the last of Ezreal here. I think we've seen a couple. I don't know if Ezreal's lost yet,
Mm-hmm.
since the Sunder builds come out in TCL. So I would like to see teams just handshake the ban. I think it's just too much
All
at
right.
this level of play.
I think game one was an absolute banger. Heading there. So we'll take a short break and then we'll see you guys back at game two. Yeah. Uh, I think this may be different. Given that they are blue side, they might elect to pick the Ezreal away. Even with the changes in uh bully, we're not getting audio from you apparently. From OBS Ninja, did you mute yourself? Did you set your mic correctly? Pick the correct mic, bully. I don't want to be.
Can
I
you
don't
hear me?
want to be.
Maybe.
I think so. Good. All good. We are set to go. Okay.
Hey.
Okay. What bully said. Welcome back, everybody. We are going into game two. Um, he said we didn't talk that much. We were only discussing whether or not the Ezreal was going to be taken here. It does look like hip Team Kangaroo Corral will be going to blue side this game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on that, bully?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the current state of the meta, you have to go blue side. I think unless Nocturne is able to become the sort of terrorizing pick that it is in solo queue. There's really no equivalent to the Ezreal. I
Hmm.
also think Ezreal is winning into the Nocturne because he makes it very difficult for the Nocturne to engage on an AD carry because he can just warp away. Also, he usually has quite a bit of armor if he opts for the Frozen Heart build. So if the Nocturne does start to take over the game, he has an out for that as well.
Hmm.
So I think going blue side is really important because it frees up a ban, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't have to ban the Ezreal anymore. Assuming the opposing AD is competent on the champion, it can just take over a game, right? So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said last time, I didn't love the Senna ban because
Yeah.
thought the Ezreal was inevitable anyway. Right now, I would actually love to see the Senna ban, um, especially if you have an obvious answer to a Seraphine comp, which is what you have to expect is coming.
Hmm.
Um, I would expect that we see something in that realm, assuming the Seraphine band sticks. I like the idea of the Kale. Obviously, didn't look as good as it needed to. Kind of got
Hmm.
pushed around for most of that game, and then at the end was pretty lackluster in terms of damage. And I would like to see more reserved and calculated play out of Wally Warp, especially if we see the Nocturne come back again.
Hmm.
Because it seemed like a lot of his engages were well intentioned, I guess, but not really hitting a broader purpose.
Yeah.
Just sort of looking for kills, right? And I would like to, if you're going to play a champ like the Nocturne, um, you're going to want to play it a little more reserved and find opportunities to really blast the game wide open. And you saw he kind of just was looking to fight, and as a result, 12-inch got a massive farm lead and level lead all over him, and it was not a good look. So I'd like to see an adaptation in gameplay. I don't actually really hate anything they did from a draft standpoint. There are some positives for Kangaroo Corral, right? Like mid looked really good this game. He definitely got the better of Althena. Um, on red side now too, it's going to be interesting because now Footlongs they do lose the they're probably going to have to ban Ezreal. Um, but they are going to have to, or they are going to have counterpick. And I just got an invite to the lobby. Perfect. Yeah, they are going to have counterpick for presumably Althena. I would like to see them give counterpick over to Althena. He didn't really handle himself too well in that lane. Got kind of blown out of the water. Yes, some of it was Wally Warp really doing a good job
Hmm.
of opening the game up for him. But I would like to see um, that counterpick fall to him. I think Hippo is going to play Hippo champs, right? You know what you're getting out of Hippo. He has a fairly similar limited champion pool, so I
Hmm.
don't really think you get much holding the pick for him. So yeah, I would really like to see that fall for Althena. Give him
All right.
everything he can. If you're Kangaroo Krail, the only way you're winning this game,
Yeah.
or really the most obvious way, is mid pops off, right, and just
Hmm.
smacks Althena. So give Althena everything you can.
Oh,
As we
what?
did have a,
There was an issue. Oh, they hit
it is
the settings.
blind
We
pick.
the settings were wrong, and we were heading into a blind pick, folks. We'll get this fixed right away.
Yeah, we had a blind pick lobby. Don't think Abarn would appreciate that very much. Yeah, but you know what? We're just gonna wait a sec while someone that is not Tom figures out how to host a lobby.
Force them to play it. Maybe if we have a TCL All Stars, which I don't remember seeing at all from season two, but if we have a season two All Stars, I don't mind having a blind pick. I also don't mind having an audience voted champion pick. What do you guys think?
I think that'd be pretty fun, dude. The only problem with an All Star game is there's no way I'd get voted into it. But other than that,
I
I,
mean,
I
I
would.
didn't get voted into it either, so
Hey, dude, if it was this season, you'd get voted into it, and you
Oh,
know
we'll
it.
see. We'll see.
If
We'll
this
see. We'll
is
see.
this season, I have faith that you'd get voted into it pretty darn quick. I'd vote for you, music.
Dude, I'd vote for you too, bro. You did
That
really
that'd be
well.
a, hey, that'd be a mistake, but I'll take it. Thank you. Music is actually a very sexy teddy bear. I agree, Hippo. I don't know why you're in
Ooh,
the chat though. You're supposed to be in this game, so I would turn around and do that.
ooh. Luciv loves music. You are correct, and Luciv loves and music loves Luciv too. Doug
Imagine
Van Dyke
drinking
saying music
bangs.
play Lucian and Bully play Rumble. Ooh, I don't think you want to see that again.
I, yeah, I don't think from either side really. I think we can leave it there.
I think you could just put us at a mirror karma top. What do you think?
Dude, I'm always down for a Karma top. You know, we were warming up. We were warming up Karma yesterday, and Caridian
Yeah.
goes, "Are you sure you want to be that guy?" And I just laughed. I'm like, "Do you know who I am?" Like,
We're gonna be
Luciv,
that guy.
Luciv called me a support Rat Champ player, and that made me really happy. That's me, the Rat Champ.
Luciv think bully is all right. Ooh, you got an all right from Luciv. That's good.
Hey,
That's good
hell
on my
yeah, dude!
books.
I'll take that. I will take that any day. Imagine drinking Bang's disgusting. Thank you, Monkey. I think it's pretty disgusting too. As we are hopefully in a lobby that
Are you
is
are
tournament
you
draft, not
in
blind
the lobby?
pick. Do you need an invite? Yeah, I'll let
Yeah,
you
I
in.
got it. I got it.
All right. We should be in game pretty soon. Um, interestingly, wait, is this right? They're on red side.
Um. Yeah. No. Wait. Wait. This is weird.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, they did
actually,
swap. They did
yeah,
switch.
Kangaroo Krell is opting for red side in this game. I think that's interesting. Yeah, okay. Let's see how that looks. I disagree with that entirely. Let's see if they'll pick up an Ezreal ban. This is all I ask. Drop your Senna ban, pick up an Ezreal ban, and try to take on the Senna comp. I think it's doable. I think you're putting yourself in a losing battle if
All right.
you go into that Ezreal
The
again.
Camille goes in first. As per usual, they don't want Lyle playing his classic Camille. It
Yeah, I
does
think
hurt.
good ban. Yeah, Lyle's really good at that champ, and that champ is OP. And there's a
The
Senna ban
Senate ban
again.
once more.
I don't like that. But
Well,
we'll see.
maybe they're thinking that the Ezreal wasn't an issue.
Oh
A
shoot!
Diana ban.
Wait, music. We're in the wrong
Uh,
room for this pick
we're,
ban.
we're in the what?
We gotta go to the math room.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. We gotta go to the
Oh,
math room.
this is some serious stuff.
All right, folks. We're back in the math room where we can calculate these actual picks.
Yeah, so we see the same exact three bands. Lots of calculation there for both sides. I think those are
The
the same
same
exact
bands.
three
These
bands.
are the same exact bands from game one. From game one.
Okay.
Is this the salty run back?
It's a
Molly?
salty run back. I don't like this decision.
This
man.
is the salty run
There's
back. We're heading
Ezreal.
there. It's part 1 out of 10.
Oh my gosh. I think someone must have told them if they win that my team and your team are tied for first place, and as a result, they don't want to win anymore. So, I don't know. I disagree with that a lot. I don't know why they opted for red, and I really don't know why they're opting to give the Ezreal away again. They're gonna go Nautilus into Ezreal.
Okay.
All right. I mean, Nautilus is. Yeah, Ezreal can buffer out of the hook. You can chain with the ult afterwards, so maybe it's just comfort for Tom. But I don't love that as an answer here. Let's see if Wally Warp goes for a Zac
Ooh, a
here.
Zac. Okay, they are aiming for a more traditional front line here, more
Interested to
traditional
see.
engaged frontline comp, and I think this is good.
I like that for Wally Warp. I'm gonna be interested to see maybe 12-inch doesn't play the Nocturne because I think that champ is actually ridiculous. But
12-inch on Nocturne poggers.
I don't know that he actually plays that champion.
I think if this is gonna the
we're
Urgot
getting
pick from
Urgot again.
12-inch.
Yeah, I love that here actually though.
Knowing the jungle, like
yeah, you see it's a Zac and you see it's a Nautilus, right? You're already looking at a really great front line for you to play into. I don't know that I would like the Shaco here. I think I would prefer to see like a Vladlock here. Secure that for yourself. Because it's going to be pretty effective against this, unless you think that you can't
mid wants
blind
the
the Vlad.
pick, no?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I think I like this.
Because what I'm seeing is since the Vlad is not picked, I would definitely say that the Kangaroo Corral would be looking to ban Vlad / maybe both the Victor. The Vayne, okay.
Vayne for Speedy Bandito.
Oh boy.
I am here for this. Wow, that's exciting.
Man.
Okay. I like Vayne a lot into the count. You know what Hippo is picking here, right? Like, what realistically does Hippo play? He plays Aatrox, he plays Set, he plays Darius, right? Like his champion pool is not. I would like to see maybe an Aatrox ban because I think it actually could be pretty effective here. But other than that, I think this is a great Vayne lock. I think versus these tanky champions, Vayne is going to be pretty exceptional, and Ezreal is actually not going to be the best at punishing it. Vert says, "Can we get Bully's thoughts on Garen?"
Yeah, while they're banning, go for it. Give a
I
thought.
am a huge Garen fan, man. I have
Oh, the
lost so many
Orianna
Garen
ban for
games.
mid.
I love Garen. I've been playing so much Garen lately. With the new Stride Breaker, it's so fun. You can also do attack speed boost if you want. Fruger's just telling me about a Gale Force build. That's pretty cool. I think if I lock in, I get in trouble. Imagine thinking this is a Vayne. True. Maybe it is. I bet it's a Lyle Walt Vayne.
Oh, do you think? Oh, like I said, I predicted it. It is
Vlad
a
ban
Vlad
is
and
good.
Victor ban. It is a Vlad and Victor ban.
I love the Vlad ban.
We want to see. They want us. They're saying we don't want to see Alfina play as usual champs. Tell us you play a third champ and show us your third champ.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting to see. I know he plays the Akali he's reached for in the past. I didn't really think that looked great. And I know he's played Orianna, but it looks like 12 Inch's team banned that away. So that's interesting. We may see.
Oh, the Silas ban. Okay.
I'm not sure what we're getting here, but I'm all for it.
Let's see where this goes.
Right.
They should pick the top lane here. In all honesty, otherwise it is gonna be mid blind picking. Both are good solids into the counter pick. So I think both top lane.
Alpha's Pixillion here. No one is as alpha as you.
No one's as nutty as you, Verd.
I love you, Verd. We have Mordekaiser here. I think this is a pretty good answer. Honestly, I love the draft adaptations from Kangaroo Corral this game. I think Mordekaiser is exactly what you need to hold down a really strong player. You saw me int that champion away yesterday and still be able to put Blood in a different map, right, where he couldn't play in the game. So I think Mord is really good. Set as a response, showing that Hippo maybe doesn't have a really developed champion pool.
So Hippo from my
experience,
Hippo from my experience plays basically like X amount of champions, and his most practice is on set. His secondary is Aatrox. I've never really seen him play Darius, and if he does, it's not my favorite. And then after you take those three,
twice in TCL, but yeah,
okay, but take away those three, and you're left with Yone Yasuo.
Wait, I love it. Is this real?
Oh, this is a representative for Abarn.
Oh, we got a
going on to Rise.
I love you, Tom. Ooh. That's not a real Varus, but I love Tom for hovering it.
This is true.
That's my boy right there. Athena Rise too, by the way. We gotta react to that in a sec. But what is Tom picking?
Oh, it is actually Varus. Wait.
Huh?
Where is this going?
Wait.
Is this Varus mid?
Huh?
Or Vayne mid?
No, it's. Wait, huh? They're actually.
That's a Vayne mid.
It's a Vayne mid. All right, Abarn, you're the smart kid in the class. We get it. I see you in chat. You knew it was Vayne mid from the start. I'll pat you on the back, but you're not getting one in my power rankings, so be quiet.
It's okay. We'll give you a cookie, Abarn. We'll give you a nice chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, all right. So we got a Varus lock too, by the way. I'm excited for this game. Varus is a broken champion right now. Luciv, you better leave chat, because I'm going to talk about how great Varus is for a little bit. I think Varus is actually a decent answer into the Ezreal. And I think this champion has been slept on for far too long in TCL. He has so much utility. The Hob build with the poke core, blades with Muramana plus any of the lethality mythics really is really good. And then also you can extend into an AP itemization if you'd like to utilize the passive on the W pretty well. It's actually quite a bit of damage you add. A lot of people are going Horizon Focus third on the Poke Virus build because he actually operates at such a range and is ult procs it as well. And you add 10% damage plus 115 AP, which scales really well with your passive and all AP ratios. So lots of itemization options for Varus. I think it's a really good answer to the Ezreal. Still, it's Ezreal you're dealing with now. And we've got Althena Rise on the flip side. I don't actually love that here. I don't think it's going to be really easy for him to do a lot of damage into this. And I think Vayne should just be able to tumble away and dodge quite a bit of the damage here. Interesting draft adaptations. Again, I think I give Ease of Execution to Footlongs. But
I would
I'm
yeah.
picking up what they're putting down on the Kangaroo Corral side. I love
I
their
think
drafts.
Kangaroo Corral has a real shot of winning because they do have a really good way of like starting a fight and seeing where this goes, right? They have basically three front lines, and they're saying we're gonna put everything on our two ADCs. Lau's gonna smack his mace all around, and we're gonna see where that goes, right? And Vayne being known as a tank shredder she is, right? She can easily take out the Urgot, she can easily take out the Zet given the spacing that she can provide that she can do, right? Um the only kicker that we have to see and that we have to talk about eventually is how Althena is going to perform given that two of his champions that he's played so far in TCL have been banned. So now the question is, will Althena rise to the top with Rise? Get it? Rise to the top with Rise.
I have an
But
LAN account called Rise to the Top.
oh gosh.
That's real, by the way. I just saw some interesting DMs that tell a bit of a story behind this Vayne pick. If you'll indulge me for a second.
You have a minute? You have a minute. Go for it.
Okay, so I hope it's okay that I say this. Abarn was DMing mid back and forth, saying, "How about I pick your champ this game and you can't say no?" And proposed a Vayne, and mid was all for it. So
Oh.
that's how we get the Vayne pick here. Wow. All right.
So there is no collusion going on. There are no PayPal's to be paid, folks. This is just
competitive ruling coming
this is
in
just
for Abarn here.
this is just Abarn and Mid having nice, fun DMs together. This is not coaching. This is just him telling him what to pick. There is no other side. There is no other side.
Dude. It's just Abarn's being a good guy. He said, "You know what? I think I want a second team to quit TCL. So let me just try." No, I'm joking. He said, "You know what? I think Vayne mid will give you the best shot at winning."
Is he trying to pull the Caps? Was it Caps or was it another mid laner?
Caps.
It was
Caps used to
Caps.
play it as a Galio answer. I think
Right.
blind picking Vayne mid is really grief, but I don't think that 12 inches team caught onto it because no one but Abarn knew this was coming.
Oh, I agree.
Now we know why Abarn knew it was coming. So, wow, that's something. All right, it's gonna be interesting to see what build we get here for the Vayne. Running cleanse I like a lot because that Rise point click CC EW is gonna be pretty nasty. Hail of Blades for the Varus, so he is going the superior build. I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lyle Walt has looked good on the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser, interestingly enough, I have a little sneak peek into the stats, even though I said in chat I don't like the stats debate.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn." Minions have spawned.
I think we just did a weird transition, but that's okay. Gosh, I love this Varus pick so much.
That
Honestly,
Vayne Mastery 7 Flash.
I love it. Dude, oh, I love it. The Vayne pick is going to be interesting. Less tanky team, but also pretty minimal threat on a Vayne, right? Like, Vayne Varus is going to be able to pretty much free fire here. And if anyone gets close enough to threaten, Lyle Walt can just point click grab them and drag them into the death realm with him, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Dude, it's so crazy it might work. I love it. I love the Varus pick. Him actually locking the Varus. So, okay. Tom and I go way back, and he told me he was going to give me a respect Varus hover this game, and that he forgot to do it last game. Because, you know, I love that champion, love to hover it. Him actually locking it caught me way off guard here. I did not see that one coming. That is... I'm a fan of that. Give me more of that. I think it's actually a decent answer into the Ezreal, though. It's going to be able to match a lot of the poke, match a lot of the range. And if you catch him with your ultimate as Varus, he can buffer out of it, but the passive stacks are still on him. He's still CC'd, right? So
Yeah.
it's actually pretty effective CC at catching Ezreal because his E is delayed. It can buffer, right? So it will move him regardless of getting hit by the CC. But as we see bot lane, disrespecting again the level 2 hit. I would like to see Footlong's, this is an obvious weakness. They've done it both games now. They disrespect the level 2 coming through and they eat a bad trade as a consequence of it. Good job from the side of Kangaroo Corral though, punishing some pretty poor positioning from Footlongs.
Oh my gosh, mid going in for some juicy trades.
Dude, he's clean!
The mastery flash,
oh my goodness, he's like a
bonanza.
Yasuo player, dude. He's just flashing his mastery. He's pretty clean with it though.
Oh, Seth going in for a fight.
Yeah, I think, honestly, good looks for Lyle, I think. I mean, okay. Trades like this is why I hate playing in a set, dude. Trades like this, you half health the set, and set's passive is kicking in force, right? So he's getting all this health regen back. Mort can match it a little bit, because he actually does get some effective healing from the W.
Yeah. It's like what,
but
20 or 30% at the start, and then it amps up if you put points into it. But no one realistically is gonna do that.
Yeah, not till
like late. Yeah, because I know the skill order is Q then E, and into W.
Yeah, as we see, Speedy is down here with no Tom. He is gonna have to blow sums here, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's Flash and
heal.
Not on the same page as his support, but we get the barrier out of IREP. Alright, so no sums on Speedy, no sums on IREP, but IREP sums are obviously going to be a lot lower cost, lower cooldown, lower consequence than the sums on the Varus, who is a lot less mobile. So definitely a big win for Footlong's bot lane after a pretty weird trade level 1. This game state, pretty slow. I think still slow game states should favor Kangaroo Corral if, and there's a big if here, they can set up for the neutral objectives better this game. Right? They're going to have to get to these neutral objectives a lot faster than they did last game. Be proactive about being there, because otherwise, if you're fighting into a Rise, into an Urgot, it's just not winnable, right? Like, you're walking into so much Ezreal harass, you're walking into all this damage. It's really hard, but if you force, on the flip side, if you force the Urgot to have to walk into you, you can get a lot of poke down on him with the Varus. And if he does manage to get into the pit, it provides quite a bit of peel for your Vayne, him having to fight his way into the river. So it's really going to depend on who has the better neutral objective set up here. Obviously last game pretty heavily favored 1FT, but I think a lot of that was because of just a massive jungle farm lead. This game, however, though, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Wally Warp on the Zac. He's playing slower, he's clearing his camps, he's using his traditional jungler that should have a better clear than the Urgot, which it does, to just power farm and get a little CS lead for himself. You're playing Zac, you're going to scale pretty well anyway. Look for a gank maybe later to unlock some stuff, but otherwise, dude, just get the farm.
Hippo is 6 early. Lyle should be 6 soon. This may be a fight if they try to go for it.
Yeah, so it looks like Lyle cheated, so it's the reason for the 1 minion deficit. He missed 1 minion tower probably, and as a result was a minion behind and hitting 6.
I don't think he cheated.
They
are even in CS. They just have not left lane and they have just been farming. It is the straw hat farming top lane.
No, you're right.
That everyone is so used to. IREP going in mid, hitting mid, forcing him to back.
Yeah, I like putting pressure down on this Vayne pick. I think that's smart. I think that's exactly how you want to punish a weaker laner like that, right? Like, you put a lot of pressure on this Vayne solo lane, it's going to be a lot harder to deal with.
She is pretty immobile. Like, if she's trying to escape, otherwise she is a force to be reckoned with when chasing. So, I think I think that mid playing it safe out there is really good. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
he is in still pretty much CS lead just by a differential of one. Um,
So pretty
what
sizable CS lead opening up top lane too for Hippogriff. The wave is crashing into him and he's already up 9 CS. And I think a lot of that is because Lyle Walt managed this wave pretty poorly. I actually thought he cheated because he shoved for it, but then didn't take advantage of it, and as a result, kind of just fell behind the set.
but
Now
now he
does
was
have an item lead, so it may cost Hippo his port to take control of the lane again, because right now he really can't fight too well.
they are saving TPs for the Drake battle, which I think is really important.
Yeah.
Um,
Alright, well, lane's in a good spot now for Lyle. I mean, right, like, he's got the items here. He should be pretty effective here, holding Hippo down. Hippo may just have to back and either cost himself a wave or cost himself his port.
okay, Hippo is backing now, and let's see if he will port or he will walk. Let's see what Hippo decides
I think,
to keep the lead or to handshake the TP.
so I think he's gonna have to port or else lose a wave here. Because it is not a cannon minion wave crashing into his tower.
No, he is electing to walk. They are taking Dragon without anyone knowing.
This is so
Dragon
good.
with no contest goes to the
Yeah.
side of Kangaroo Corral.
This is awesome for Kangaroo Corral, man. Like, this is exactly what you needed to do in this early game. Punish the Urgot is not going to be able to go for these types of neutral objectives this early in the game. Wally Warp has been farming so well that he's actually even farmed, but also secured his team the first drag. So that's pretty huge. And now Lyle Walt sort of regained control of the lane through some, I guess, questionable wave management by Hippo. So this is all really good signs for the bot lane. I also love that they forced that early Drake. As I talked about last game, these ranged AD carries, the Ashe, the Varus, are gonna have prio on the Ezreal early, right? You should have natural prio coming from mid because mid is playing.
Hippo
really
going
well.
in on Lyle. This is set favored. Hippo flash ultis Lyle. Lyle ultis Hippo into the fray. Hippo gets first blood onto Lyle. Let's talk about
honestly,
this really quick.
Lyle's kind of getting dragged by Hippo tonight. Hippo is playing so well right now. We saw him have a really rough time into Blood last week, and he has turned on a dime and is just absolutely punishing Lyle Walt on the set pick, which you had to know was coming. So you gotta assume that Lyle picked this knowing the set was probably inevitable.
Yeah, let's talk about this really quick. Hippo, everyone, not everyone in the audience, but I know there are some people in this audience right now that kind of mauled when they see a set build Bork first. This set is building Bork first, and he is taking names and numbers and writing them down, taking them to their families.
No, wait, I didn't see that.
This is a Bork pick.
I would opt to retract my compliment. I think that's really bad.
He had a vamp and a recurve through that entire fight. And
cool solo kill. I think this Bork is doing more harm than it is good. Unless he's gonna solo kill Lyle 3 or 4 more times. Alright, as soon as I talk, maybe he is. He's kind of smashing him in these trades. So maybe I'm just wrong, but I think this Bork is pretty bad. So we have a gank going down mid, flash out of Alpina. That's pretty huge.
They can't really chase down mid if he doesn't have that flash. So kudos to that. Mid gets a little bit more ability to push. There's no way. Is he getting this red?
Yeah, red buff being handed over to the
Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've ever seen it. A jungler, instead of giving boots in their mid lane, gives the red. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. We did see Speedy again have to blow his flash because he's not on the same page with his support. So obvious miscommunication there between the two. Would like to see that get cleaned up at some point. I think it's happened a couple times now, and it is costing them, right? You're on a pick like Varus, it's not mobile. That flash is a pretty precious sum that you have. You need to sort of use that sparingly if you can. As we do see a Herald take on the flip side.
There is a Herald take. Set won't see it. It seems like it is unfortunate because it seems the side of the footlongs, they're just not getting vision anywhere. because
Yeah.
they don't have the ability to.
Right. So
Well, actually
this
they
is the
should. Hippo
problem.
has Prio.
So this is the problem with drafting 2 or 3 really slow scaling lanes with this Urgot. Urgot is actually the biggest part of this.
Ooh,
So
another
that
fight
champion is
Hippogriff.
going to be a little slower
Mhm.
in his clear, in his ability to sort of take over the game, and they're doing a great job of just snatching up these neutral objectives before anyone has an opportunity to take them, before 12-inch is strong enough to really contest them, right? And then honestly also kind of just catching them with their pants down.
Ooh, a Speedy blew the heal. Trades back onto Irep. Irep does lose a substantial amount of health. Irep going back in for a fight.
Let's see if this
But
is
is
winnable. I
left
think it's
stranded
winnable
alone
well.
onto Speedy Bandito.
He's got no
Speedy gets the
sprinters.
kill. Ulti's onto
Oh.
Tail Whip. Tail Whip
Oh.
has no E. Zach going in the fray. Speedy should get this kill. Wallywarp will take the kill and
Huge.
they'll all walk away. Huge
So
for
well
the side
played.
of
So well
huge
played.
for the side of Kangaroo Corral. 12-inch and
Okay.
Alpina just trying to keep the bot lane safe.
So this is going to be free farm mid again for the Vayne. This is going to buy time for the Vayne to scale. Also massive, really well done by Tilted Tom. Not a lot of opportunities for skill expression on the Nautilus beyond the hook, but he held his ult there rather than just, impulsively throwing it at the Shaco. The Shaco was dead to rights, right? The Shaco had no Q anymore.
Yeah.
He trusted his AD to finish the kill there, and held it, and then caught Tail Whip napping by just point blank CCing him. It doesn't matter that Ezreal has that E if the CC is coming on him anyway, so it's really showing the effectiveness of the Nautilus counterpick into the Ezreal. I love it.
Well, the better part about that, the fact about that, is that Nautilus baited that Ezreal E out. He caught the Ezreal buffered the Q with his E, but then he wasn't. That Arcane Shift is such a long cooldown that
We've got action all over the map here.
it looks like top lane is trying to get a fight down under turret, and everyone else on the bottom half of the side is trying to contest for this dragon.
I think.
There is an ulti from Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser
should be
should be
lethal
able
here.
to beat Hippogriff.
This
This
should be
is
a killer
why
every
I
time.
love the Mordekaiser.
Flash from Hippo, but flash
Oh
by
my
Wild
gosh!
Shadow.
While getting the hook onto the pull onto Hippogriff. This is why,
So well
ladies and
done.
gentlemen, your two top lane casters love this champion.
Dude, this champion needs to be banned, man. He is so effective in these games, even when he's behind. You catch the ult on him, and
You take
know,
you
take
the
the
game
step.
plan for a Mordekaiser really in any team fight is there a person that I can take out that my team can win in a 4v5, right? If the answer is yes, you do that almost every time you team fight, right?
right,
And
it
you're
feels
just
so
praying.
frustrating on the flip. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just praying to the League of Legends gods, right? That your team can actually pull off that 4v4, win the fight, and then if you don't get the solo kill, that's fine because they'll be there to help clean it up for you.
Sure, right? And it feels so frustrating if you're the player getting pulled into the ult, right? Because you either pay 1,300 gold for the QSS, or you just accept that you can't help your team win the game, right? It feels awful. Like, it feels really bad. Also, usually you're losing the 1v1 to the Mordekaiser, right, in most of these matchups. So, honestly, really strong pick. There's a reason why it's the most banned in TCL, with a 50% ban rate going into the series, I know. Across all TCL matches. Pretty strong pick.
It's a heated match, man. This might go to a game 3. I'm calling it early. This might go to game 3.
I'm so excited.
Caster's Curse
really
be
hope it
damned.
does.
We're gonna do it.
So, I will say, I want to see Wallywarp go back to what he was doing at the start of the game. He's given a lot of farm away again. I get that the Urgot is turning on. Oh!
What's going on?
Looks like he's forcing. Sorry, I'm a little ahead on my client. It looks like he's forcing a gank down mid here.
Oh!
We have a
that
solo kill here.
blown cleanse on mid, but gets the
Giant.
kill on Alfina.
So well done. So well done by Wallywarp.
Such a good move.
I didn't realize how ahead my client was.
No worries.
Yeah.
Draw it back a little. Draw it back a little. Let's keep this momentum going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, really well done. Althena flashed, it looked like, but still got caught in the Zac knockup. As we have something going on top side. Both ults are down.
Oh, another ulti from Lowalt and Hippogriff. That sound is should be a sound to my brain already. That sound, that mythical sound that you hear, is the Mordekaiser ult. So mid, while we were watching bot kind of just stray around and do anything, Lyle ulti Hippogriff in another fight. Hippo blew ult again, but then it just wasn't enough.
Solo
And-
for turret going to I'll take mid on the Vayne here too. That's huge. He's
Yeah,
gonna
and
have
you-
so much gold.
You have to comment about this too. I saw this in chat also. Blood was saying that when you're a Mordekaiser fighting a set, you should almost always go Bramble Tabbies first. And this is the difference with knowing build paths, right, folks? The Tabbies difference, the Bramble difference. That it's made such a big difference in the fights with Hippo versus Hippo.
Well, he doesn't actually have a Bramble, but
Yeah, but he has Tabbies, so that
He's got tabbies.
he's got Tabbies, but he's got a full item. So I
Curious.
think that's where it works.
what is this? So, a couple different options for this
Vayne.
giant spell on the Mordekaiser. I'm not sure. So, a lot of people are rushing Anathema's Chain second, because it is pretty effective if you have a set target that you know you want to grab,
Mhm.
right? If you know, like, let's say 12 inches is that target, that's the one you're looking for in these fights, you just bind it to him anyway, and when you grab him, you're gonna, you know, he's doing 30% less damage to you, right? The 1v1 is all but assuredly going your way, right? But also built into more traditional Mordekaiser items, like the Rylai's, like the Demonic Embrace. So I'm curious to see what we get out of that for Wild Wolf.
Ooh, another fight, 2v1 Topar. Tilted Tom coming in the fray. He does ulti, Set. Set goes in. Set actually kills Hippo here. Oh no! Reverse. Lyle kills Hippo here. Then the fight goes on to 12-inch.
Oh,
This should be in favor of Lawwolf.
Yeah, this is huge.
Oh, the Nautilus hook. This goes straight to Lawwolf. Easy
So well
peasy,
played.
nice and cheesy. Good mace slamming. This Rift Herald should go down to to the side of the Tengu Corral.
And on the flip side, somehow IREP died. I didn't catch how. But IREP is
yeah.
also down. This is a huge swing for what should be a better scaling team. Kangaroo Corral 8-1 now, getting a second Herald. Drake's up in 30 seconds. Their jungler's already there. You got to figure that's theirs as well. I think we're going to game 3. I think you're right to call it early, man. This is looking
Oh
good.
man, Caster Curse be damned. But you know
I'm
what?
all for it, dude. Who'da thought?
This is NA League of Legends. You know, anything can happen at this point. Let's see how the teams go. But I do agree. I do want to call it early that we are heading to game 3, folks. Let's see where this
All right.
goes.
I got a little anchor to get out here.
Yeah.
Speedy Bandito going for Eclipse into some other armor pen item. No Muramana. I think that's really bad. I think the Muramana damage is just too much to neglect. I like Eclipse actually versus this team a lot.
Ooh,
You know,
12-inch getting caught. Sorry to interrupt. 12-inch getting caught.
real good.
Pulled, slowed by everyone. Just gets absolutely demolished.
Don't make the
I'm
damage
trying
put
to
on
confuse
Drake
everyone
either.
for dear life. Hippo is just pushing top. It does seem like they should go in favor of Kangaroo Corral, but let's see if they can try and go for the steal.
So there's no Ezreal, but they gotta body block the Qs? Wait, who got that? Okay.
It was red. It was the side of Kangaroo Corral.
There was an Ezreal
Honestly,
Q
I thought that
split
Ezreal
by.
Q also took it. It
Yeah.
gave me a dang near heart attack.
Oh my goodness. That scared me a little. Dang. Alright. Yeah, that scared the heck out of me for a sec. Good looks here though. Honestly, really, really good looks for Kangaroo Corral. Right? Lyle's playing so darn well in the top lane, turning around the matchup. I really think you're going to have to question the Bork build out of Hippo, especially the way this lane has sort of turned on its head. You're building that for the 1v1 and you're not getting it now. So
And now this gets Hippo behind because Hippo now has to build the Stride Breaker.
Right, and you're now not going to be doing these massive damage Ws on multiple members. I mean, so maybe he's doing it as an alternative because he expects to be Mordekaiser ulted consistently. Right, and if you're Mordekaiser ulted consistently, in theory, you don't want to have as much of the team fighting one-shot set build as much as you would want like the 1v1 power of the board.
That is true.
Didn't work out for him here, so I think we can results-based analysis this one and say it's not that good. But on the flip side, you've got some pretty fed 80 carries mid and bot
Oh
lane
man,
here.
look at that CS on mid.
Dang, man.
Is
Yeah,
that perfect CS? It's really close.
See, I was gonna say this earlier. Mid historically not one of the best farmers. As we have a fight coming down top lane on 12-inch.
Walling Warp onto 12-inch. Lilewalt is deciding who to fight on. Hippo going in on Lyle. Lyle ultis Hippo. Goes for the 1v1. Lyle should beat Hippo. Hippo flashes out. Lyle misses the Q. Everyone is fighting now. Tilda goes down to Althena. Wally Rep is running for dear life. So is Speedy Bandito. Everyone is on the chase. Althena is getting poked down. I mean, Wally Rep is getting poked down. Wally Rep gets... His passive gets blown. Althena is now chasing Speedy. And they are also chasing the Mordekaiser down. Mordekaiser gets shut down by the Urgot.
Big shutdowns going over. This should be a kill on Wally Warp, I presume.
One more Q.
And you gotta
Will he land it? Oh,
going down.
come on, Tail Whip. I believe in you.
Oh, there's a box.
Speedy gets a kill onto Althena.
Yeah, meanwhile, mid is split pushing bot.
Wait, that was a 4v5.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I really dislike the way Lyle played that. I actually don't think it's that bad of a fight. Lyle just not accepting that Hippogriff had escaped him. Fail flashed into the wall, missed the Q, missed the E.
Yeah.
And then he had nothing left. Well played by Hippo to get out of there, right? It looked pretty doomed for him. And him surviving and not letting Lyle come out, I don't think they can bear this.
Oh my gosh! He gets blown up by Baron.
Zoom in.
Oh, this is so unlucky for the experienced 12-inch. It's okay, it's okay.
That's a Masters player right there, by the way. Don't feel bad when you do it, dude. A Masters player does it too. Oh my goodness.
Masters players are humans too, man. We have to accept it.
Oh my goodness. Alright, well, that's something else right there. Alright, so big bailout for the side of Kangaroo Corral. They had a huge blunder there by taking that 4v5 without their fed mid laner. But able to get bailed out because not calculating their damage to the Baron properly, I would say. And, you know, really wasting the opportunity there of the ace. They still did get quite a bit of gold from getting their shutdown. It's only a 2k gold deficit, 2.5k it looks like, so.
Ooh, mid soloing Hippo.
Yeah, so if you're Hippo, you can't be this far up, right? It's actually
you can't be chasing a Vayne either.
Vayne is gonna just destroy you now. That is a level 15 Vayne. Remember, she was splitting during that whole fight, getting all this farm, all this XP. Now has a pretty sizable lead over everyone else in the game.
She's heading into her IE difference, you know that, right? She's heading towards her IE, and she's getting ever so close.
Already level 15 too, so the damage coming out from this Vayne is ridiculous. Ooh, we got a Baron start on the flip side.
1v1 from mid versus Althena. Pretty even trade so far under the turret. This is a 4v2 going in. 12-inch throws the ulti onto Tilted Tom, but Tilted Tom won't go down for this. Lyle ulti is 12-inch. 12-inch is fighting back into the fray.
I think he's gonna drop here.
Flashes out.
Oh, there's
the no killed by the Tilted Tom ulti.
Let's go. Holding it really late again until he absolutely had to. I love it. Honestly, it looked a little dicey there for a sec, but they were able to use great use of the death whip.
Oh my gosh, mid going on the tail whip. Will die for that, giving the shutdown to Althena.
So 1-for-1 trade where the shutdown goes onto the Rise is obviously not good. And now this Baron's getting dicey too.
This is a 4v2. Oh well, 4v1. Heading into a 4v3. Hippo still doesn't have enough HP. Lyle, he goes onto the Lyle who does not have his ulti. They should focus Lyle. Okay, they do get Baron. They walk out. 2 people don't get it, but 3 get it. They do get. Sorry, let me ease up a little bit. The side of 12-inch should be the footlong should be able to get Drake here if they start it right now.
Yeah, this is definitely Mountain Drake. Big blunder by mid. He does get the kill, but trading 1-for-1 there, especially when Baron's coming up, is definitely not what you want, right?
Yeah.
You know, you just play it slow and you get the Baron. You can even go help your team and you clear it even faster, and then you're here for this Drake, right? But instead they're going to lose the Drake, give the shutdown over to the Rise, who can now carry this game from the state he's in. That's going to be a blunder. Still, it is definitely Kangaroo Corral's game to lose, right? This Vayne pick, I don't know how much influence Abarn really did have. Maybe he was planning on this, maybe he wasn't, and Abarn just convinced him.
Abarn is writing the script. Abarn is writing and editing the script as we speak.
The script master, I guess, because he figured out the recipe. But Abarn's still bad.
The recipe and the secret sauce.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they push with this Baron. You can see these darn Shaco traps are just laden everywhere in the jungle. It's gonna make it really annoying. I would like to see Speedy still hasn't upgraded his Trank.
Yeah.
Going for the edge of Night Second. God, I just hate that. That's so little damage, and you can see he's running out of mana too. God.
We're talking about Speedy, right?
Speedy, yeah. Speedy going Edge of Night Second, building a tier now. It's not going to be
That's a
stacked for
really
so
late
long.
tier into the
Yeah.
game. But
Yeah.
you know, mid is kind of holding them off, holding this game a little bit longer than it is.
I mean, so who are you building the Edge of Night for though? Like, who is threatening you? I don't know.
I'm not
know.
sure, honestly. It could be virtually anyone.
So we have a weird fight
Ooh.
going on. Wally Warp looks stuck there for a sec, but able to use the Elastic Slingshot to get out of there. Irop, I believe, has Moonstone Renewer. Yeah.
Lyle is that is his standard go-to build for the Shaco because
That's so
Moonstone
weird.
Renewer only needs to deal damage. Oh, there is a fight going on, chasing Irep down.
I don't like this target priority now.
This is
You're
unlucky.
way too
Tiltatom gets ulted by Hippogriff. Tiltatom should go down.
Oh,
He runs away. Hippogriff is chasing him for dear life. Will he get? Oh my gosh! Tiltatom gets out with a hit with a.
Dude,
sliver
avoiding
of- I don't know.
They just avoided disaster once again. That was, wow, that was
Woo.
poorly played. But they're gonna dodge out of it, right? It's gonna stall. So it's gonna stall out their Baron push. I believe Baron is gone now.
They should be able to get mid tier 1 for this.
Yeah.
Nothing
So-
else really. They should really kind of walk out here.
Good job by Footlongs to push them into the jungle, and know that like once they've overcommitted, they're like, we can take this. They're fighting into us. That's not how they have to play this, right? Like, you can
Yeah.
also see this damage from Speedy is really falling off without the Mirror Mana. He also whiffed his ult there, so you're going to be pretty reliant on that to really connect with all your damage. But on the flip side, yeah, like, you can see Footlongs have practiced so darn much together. They know, like, you're fighting into our team like this, like, you've extended too far, we can punish you and we will. Right? They turn pretty quickly on a dime, they know they can fight, and they take a really good fight.
Well, Vayne has reached her Infinity Edge power spike, and it looks like she is. I'm not sure what she's aiming for next. Could be another damage item. Could be a QSS, but wait, why would you need QSS? Maybe not. I take that back.
Looks like a stopwatch at least right now.
Yeah, stopwatch for now.
I like it.
Could be a GA, right?
Yeah,
Hippogriff is alone.
lead.
They will be chasing Hippogriff down. Gets caught by Wally Warp, gets hooked by Tiltatom. Mid just goes in, condemned into the wall. Mid just goes in, mastery flashes. Another fight ensues into the jungle. Lyle fighting 12-inch in the death realm. 12-inch flashes her G life. Lyle correctly flashes over and gets him this time.
Well done by Lyle. So you've seen a couple times now where Lyle catches someone in the death realm, they flash a wall like that, and they get away. But this time you played it perfectly.
Ooh. Ulti goes onto the Ezreal from the Varus. Althena gets picked off also. This should be a mid push.
So they don't have a minion wave. They're gonna have to wait for that. And also Drake is up in 45 seconds. So the death of Althena and Tailwhip, they're not gonna be able to be there in time to set up for it. And so this is sort of what we talked about. You've seen a lot of these comps that Footlongs draft are really fine from ahead, right? Like if you get to the neutral objective and you can set it up, these Drakes are really easy to control, right? But as soon as you fall behind, your limited mobility and engage options really become punished, and it becomes hard to fight into the ahead team that can get priority on the Drakes, right? I think that's kind of what you're seeing this game, right? Like every time they try to walk into the Kangaroo Corral, I mean, they don't have any way to get on people, so they're just eating so much free damage. Still, here's the Drake.
Alright, it looks like the Drake will start. Three of the members on the side of Footlongs are close by. Ezreal will follow through to check everything out. Irek goes in. Red team does take Drake. Let's see if a fight ensues.
Got a Rise ult coming in.
Ooh, Varus ult onto the Shaco clone. Hippogriff goes into the fray. Hippogriff doesn't take anyone down. Hippogriff goes down on his own. Who else died? Urgot goes down with him. Tailwhip is about to go down. And then Irep
on the flip side.
Irep getting chased by mid. Ooh,
oh, he played this so
jukes
well.
mid.
Oh,
Ooh, kills
Irep
mid
played that
1
so
for
well.
1.
Irep played that so well. I don't think it matters. I think we're going to scrapes. I think this is the game
still
here.
will be, yeah. This is
still have
over,
huge
but he still gets a kill.
Clean by Irep. Played that really well. danced around with mid for a bit there, but honestly, Lyle Walt did exactly what he needed to this game. He put on a clinic top lane on how to play the Mordekaiser, got a pretty massive lead, and then converted it into an actually realizable advantage for his team that they could play through, right? On the flip side, Wally Warp did a great job unlocking I'll Take Mid this game. I'll Take Mid on the Vayne pick, absolutely carrying, and we got scrapes.
Cast or curse be damned. We are getting a game 3. Let's go, folks.
I'm all for it. You want to go back to the lecture hall?
Yeah, let's go back to the lecture hall. Let's go to the lecture hall.
All right, bet.
If Blood liked our first two backgrounds, he's gonna like the third one.
Oh, you're gonna love the silver scrapes one we got too.
Oh gosh, we do have a game 3 background for you guys.
We've got a game 3 background.
We have a game 3 background for you guys, and it's gonna be
shreds?
litty. We are on stats. Let's see graphs. All right. Ooh, that is the damage. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that much damage from Lyle, but versus mid, of course. But that is a lot. That is a lot of damage, and that shows you guys the power of Mordekaiser, and that you should always respect it. Oh, I guess the lobby is being yeah. So, interesting game 2. 1-1 now, and we are excited to see what side selection would be and what the pick and bans are. Bully, last thoughts before we go on break?
Yeah, so honestly, great adaptations. All I was going to say is really, really good adaptations from the side of Kangaroo Corral. I thought it was really troll for them to opt for red side with Ezreal so domineering in the meta, but they absolutely killed it, showing the value in using these counter picks and the guaranteed advantage that red side gives you. I love it. We're going to have an awesome Scrapes game. Yeah, let's go.
Sounds good. We'll go on break and we'll see you guys in a bit. All right. Let's look out for game 3.
Heck yeah. See you in a sec, guys. Heck yeah. Welcome back. We got a game 3. We got some scrapes on our hands. Oh, God is right, Avon. Who are these guys? A monkey says we're making you cringe, but you're watching, aren't
we are
you?
entertaining you guys.
We are
Okay.
here for the people, man. We're here for game 3. It's a party. It's a party. Music, how you doing? You still awake? I got a
Dude,
bang energy in me.
dude,
So I'm doing.
it is 6:48 right now. I am feeling the heat. Toasty, your virgin
Oh
eyes
yeah.
are loving this. Mama Knowles, thank you for loving this too. Um,
Ah, you know what? If we got Mama Noel's approval in the chat, that's all I
that's all that
need.
matters.
Heck yeah. Honestly, let's see how this game goes. I am so excited for this. I think a lot of people would have written Kangaroo Krell off, and I really
Ooh,
believe in the boys. I believe in the boys on this team. They have found an adaptation that works. It sucks that Abron had to message it to him. Maybe he's got a good idea for game 3. Abron, you should probably message them whatever you got right now, because if I don't know if you know, but if Kangaroo Corral wins, we're in first place. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, if Kangaroo Corral wins, we are both of us are now tied for first place. Isn't that
Dude, what an
amazing?
awesome escape from dude. Oh, it really is a party. Let's go.
Mama Knowles used to rock the slot glasses. Let's go, Mama Knowles.
Yeah, you get a lady of good style. And here we go is right, Toasty. We're gonna have a banger tonight. Oh, we got
uh,
scrapes. I am excited. This series has shown great adaptation from Kangaroo Corral. They drafted a comp that I think almost no one expected out of them, right? And executed it really well. Like, if you're going to get lane leads everywhere, you can just kind of stomp these comps out from Footlongs. I want to see if Footlongs can adapt. They've just lost on the Ezreal, right?
Bully go
So are
down.
they going to stick with the Ezreal? I got to go down. You're right. I'm trolling.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, continue your excited rave.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I want to see, as we go into pick ban, if they're going to stick to the Ezreal or go to their traditional footlong strats, right? And if if Kangaroo Corral has done something ridiculous here, which is force a blue side Ezreal ban, we're going to be in a really interesting spot. Because obviously you got to figure you don't want to give that over to Speedy. He'll play it. So it's going to be a really interesting spot here. I am so excited for what we got here, as we are
Oh, Mama
finally
Knowles will be rooting for Team Kangaroo Corral, by the way, so they will be getting her buff.
Mama Knowles.
Let's see where
I'm
this goes.
unbiased. I'm unbiased, but I'm all with you. I want to see the upset here. I'm cheering for it. Let's go. We got Camille ban 1, keeping it the same. Lyle Waltz banning here. Let's see if they're going to keep the atrocious Senna ban, and they do.
Oh wait, this is just, by the way, this is just the same settings again from game 1-2. Same
Yeah,
bands, looking to be the same bands, same sides. Just difference in order of
they know
banning,
what
but
they're
like
about.
it's totally fine.
Each of them won with these bans, so we'll see. We'll see how it
It is
looks.
a true flip, but the champion choice, the champion selection was honestly better game 2.
Yeah,
So
I really, it's going to be interesting to see. I would like the adaptation from Kangaroo Corral to be get the Mordekaiser in the first 3 picks, because it is not going to be left up, right? And I think it's very obviously a really effective pick, especially because Hippo's a top laner that tends to
Ezreal again.
overextend. Ezreal again,
Is
all
this
right.
another portion of the salty run back? But on the side of the footlongs.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see Footlongs. They started the season going into last week, had not dropped a single game. Then they got 2-0 last week, and now have dropped another one here to the bottom team remaining in the league. So awesome to see that they're just sticking to their guns and saying, you know what, no, guys, like, their confidence doesn't seem to be shaken. They're like, we had the right idea with this Ezreal. We made some mistakes here. As Zach for Wally, I really liked it. I think he did a good job of staying a little more moderate here. This is exactly what I want to see.
Mordekaiser pick, okay.
Rip the Mordekaiser here. Yes, hold it for yourself. If you gotta figure,
honestly, Mordekaiser is just good into what
you know what you're getting out of Hippo. I would like to see. I know he plays it, and it's one of his backup picks. I would like to see Aatrox instead of Set here. Don't pick the Set here.
I do have an opinion on it. I think that Mordekaiser can beat Aatrox with proper set conditions. A lot of people will disagree with me, but
I
It
will
is
disagree with you.
it is still a better matchup for the Aatrox. I agree. They are now picking the Vladimir, just so that they don't get it banned second round, and they have learned their lesson. This is a salty run back, but from the comp of game one.
Okay, I hate the Vlad, and here's why. I think Vlad historically really weakened a Mordekaiser because traditionally Vlad has been one of those champs that can just terrorize an entire team, right? He
Mhm.
can get a multi-man ult off, but then when Mordekaiser got reworked, he evolved as really the premier counter pick. As we had the Vayne is back again, I love it.
The Vayne counter.
Dude,
I mean, the Vayne
Avarn, we
mid
play
or
these guys
ADC.
next week. Stop giving them stuff, man. Like, oh, all right. Let's see it. We got the Vayne back.
But
I love
let's
it.
see if it's a flex to Speedy again, or just keep it same with mid. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm all for giving mid. Dude, mid farmed like a human being on it last game, which is more than you can usually say for him. I like the Vayne
Aatrox
pick.
ban. Okay. Are they
Oh,
most likely
dude,
going
they're
to try and
listening. Get out of stream. That's illegal, dude.
they're kind. I think they're going to try and force Hippo onto
On the set. Force him on the
this
set.
either
Yeah.
the set, or they're going to force him onto a Yone and see where that goes. Because if
Oh,
they ban the
Jesus. I
Aatrox
really
and then
hope
they
he
ban
doesn't
the
pick
set,
Yone.
if they ban the Aatrox and then they ban the set, right? He either
Hippo
has to
has
play
set. He has
Fiora or
he has
Yone.
Darius. He is Darius too, but yeah,
That is a possibility for Darius, but I think Lyle is experienced enough to fight that Darius. So we'll see.
he's not gonna blunder it like I didn't get solo killed. I think he'll be fine. And I
Oh,
think
the
eventually
Shen ban.
Mordekaiser is just winning.
Okay, they don't want the Shen. That's
ban
fine.
is weird. I really don't think the Shen is gonna get picked if the Senna is off the board.
I mean,
So
I'm
don't
putting my
love it.
bottom dollar again that we're gonna see another set. We're gonna see another Shaco. And this is just the salty run back comp from game
Yeah.
one.
Dude, I love the Aatrox ban. I think that's just such a great. It shows they've scouted their opponent, right? They know what
Yeah.
Hippo's playing, and they know he really has one matchup into this Mord, and it's the Aatrox. So you better
Ooh,
grab it
okay.
first.
The ban on the Nautilus shows that they don't want that on Tilted Tom again, and was a problem for Hippo for bot lane.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that ban. I think it's a pretty great answer to the Ezreal, I guess. Because
If I were them, I'd pick mid here. I mean, I'd pick support here. Just so that we can see if mid could if either mid could take AD or mid could go. I mean, if mid could get another champion and they give it to Tom.
There's
the
a Varus
Varus.
hover.
That is
I
the
love you,
Varus
Jet.
hover.
It's a hover. It's a hover. It's a
And
hover.
an Ivern hover.
That is Jet. Jet will hover his IREP, or I'm his IREP. Hover his.
And there's
Ivern every
the
time.
set pick.
We got set. Let's
This
go.
is the salty run back from game one.
I
probably
really
Shaco.
like this from Kangaroo Corral. You got to be really happy if you're Kangaroo Corral. The only new wrinkle you got here is the Vlad is locked in, right? And I think they have an obvious answer to it. So,
all right.
This is interesting.
Let's
And you
take
got to
your
figure
time.
the Vayne is a good matchup for it too.
Ooh. Whoa! That is
Hop.
the first. Is this?
That's
is
support
this
Poppy.
set
That's
support?
IREP. That's IREP's Poppy.
That's IREP's. That's IREP's.
It's gotta be IREP's Poppy.
Okay.
Dude, do you know who we're dealing with here?
Oh,
That's
is
IREP's
this the
Poppy.
is this the Varus?
No, it's just. Oh, maybe actually. Dude, I love these guys. These are my buddies hovering the Varus for me. I love it. Oh, okay. The Victor.
Oh my gosh.
Sick.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
See, I told you this is why the Vayne Premiere is so
Vayne
good
is awesome.
because
Yes.
you don't know
flex it.
if you're gonna get it mid. You don't know if you're gonna get it bot.
So
and
I
mid
think
just gets this prio.
Yeah, I think Footlongs have just outsmarted themselves, right? So they thought they were really creative with their Poppy pick. By the way, all their practices are streamed. Never once seen them play the Poppy. So IREP has just somehow convinced 12-inch to let him first
Play
time a
Poppy.
champion.
Could be a pocket pick. We don't know.
It could be a good matchup in Leona, right? But you're still so in theory it is because you can block the E.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, the Leona's still gonna have the ult and can still kind of just walk into you, right?
Mhm.
And regardless, it's not gonna be able to punish the Vayne in lane. I think they were
Mhm.
really sold on the idea that the Vayne was going mid,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna see if Speedy's able to pilot it as well as mid just did. But I think the Vayne flex bot and the Victor pickup is really big.
I agree.
Huge. I think above all other drafts that we've seen, huge draft edge now to Kangaroo Corral. I'm a big fan of this draft. If they can just not get completely blown out of the water in the early game, it's going to be very hard for these champions to fight into them in a neutral objective setting, right? Which is kind of the story of the series. There is no way that Raymond's team, 12-inch's team, can fight from behind. If they get behind, this series is done.
Agreed.
It is very difficult to lose from this comp advantage, provided there's no like ridiculous griefing. Right, I
Agreed.
love this. I will say though, the Poppy is going to cover the back line quite a bit from the Zac.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that that's a big enough advantage to matter. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
I'm scratching my head with this Poppy pick. I think they've outsmarted themselves quite a bit.
Yeah. So far now, as we wait for a spectator delay to push through,
Yeah.
I'd like to notice some people in the chat. We got Speedy's fiance. We're wishing him the best of luck.
Heck
Mama
yeah,
Do's giving the buff to the side of Team Kangaroo Corral.
you love to see that.
Blood saying Seth was pretty hurt by the strike breaker nerfs. We understand too. It hurts. Um
I love that.
and
he's back, though.
yeah, and
No more
just we'd
Seth.
like everyone to remember that this this amazing match has been brought to you by LeagueSpot.gg.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Plug
yeah,
the
please-
sponsor.
Yeah, please feel free to check them out. Check out the site. Contact the Godbarn himself, and then see what he can do for you.
Rookstout says someone call Tokamon. The Poppy is live. Would love
Ooh.
to get Tokamon in here. This
Yeah,
is Poppy
Pokemon.
commentary.
Give us your expert Poppy
You want to come in
commentary
here
in
and
the chat.
trio cast it? Why the hell not?
We can get the Adonis himself.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Man.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. If he feels like it, he's welcome to come in. I don't care.
Honestly,
it's a party.
okay.
You see the glass?
Yeah, dude, it's a party with the glasses. But again, okay, now we have 1 minute to go. Let's talk about execution wise again. Who has the easier execution comp? Is it again on the side of 12-inch,
No.
or is it on the side? Okay, so you're saying that
this time it's definitely Kangaroo. This is the easiest comp to execute that Kangaroo Corral has
Okay.
had so far. Right, they don't have to pull off something trippy like a Vayne mid. They don't have to do anything too weird here. These are standard champions that I think they have 3 winning lanes, right? Like,
Mhm.
I think Vayne Leona into Ezreal Poppy is at best neutral
Mhm.
for the side of Footlongs, right? At worst, they're actually just getting pushed in the whole time.
Yeah.
I think Victor should be a pretty good matchup into the Vlad. At least early, he's going to have a lot of priority. And you've seen Wally Warp do a great job exposing sort of the weaknesses of the Urgot, not being able to cover his mid laner as easily,
Mhm.
and get Altic mid ahead. Also, Altic mid is just playing the best series he's played all season right now.
Yeah, honestly, he's turned on that switch. He's saying he does not want to be put last. He does
Right.
not want to be out second. Like he does not want to be out, and he wants to play these playoffs.
And you know what? Yeah, this is a huge win in that goal. So critically, they lost a game to Control's team, who is the bottom playoff team as of right now. So
Mhm.
even with this win, Control's team is going to get a forfeit win this week, and have the tiebreak, right? So they need
Yeah.
to pick up a win like this. But their destiny's still in their hands. I believe if they win out, they should clinch playoffs, right? They still have 2 more games.
Yeah.
I know they play us, so they're not going to win out, but they're at least going to win one of them.
I mean, the minimum you need to get through is about 3, right?
Yeah,
three,
so
three,
they-
4.
that
But
means
if you
they
get
can be
3, 4,
okay.
there is a chance you do have to play tiebreakers. So
Oh, actually, so we can't have any tiebreakers this season.
Oh.
Single round robin, the tiebreaker, the tiebreaker is going to just be as we get in the game head to head, right? So
Yeah.
we've completely dodged that.
okay,
that-
good to know.
Welcome. to
Wins go a long way here.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
you want to get into playoffs, you got to win some games, and it looks like Kangaroo Corral may just be in a spot to do just that as we get onto the Rift. Standard 5-point starts from both sides. Nothing interesting going on here, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it's what we've seen. It's the bread and butter of TCL. No one really wants to go for an invade. No one wants to do anything dangerous that could lose them this third match.
Calm before the
Um,
storm, man. Calm before the storm. This game is going to get real spicy real quick, I expect. So, one thing I'd like to highlight is last time, while Lyle Walt did eventually take over the game, he was having a really rough early lane into Hippo. It's going to be
Minions
interesting
have
to see
spawned.
if he can clean that up. I think this Mordekaiser pick is just a straight counter to the set and a really good matchup, especially with Set lacking the stride breaker. He doesn't have quite the threat on the backline. I also really hope that they've talked Hippo out of the Bork.
I
Please,
mean,
no Bork.
we might see a G2 Bork again. We'll see. I mean, G3 Bork again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
please no Bork.
Everyone in the chat said Hippo, your thoughts and prayers if he builds another Bork. Hopefully he'll build Strikebreaker first, but we'll see.
Mama Knowles in the chat saying Bully is so smart. You're darn right. My ego didn't need that, but thank you. Should we get onto the rip? Early clear advantage. So, okay, this is something interesting. They dropped the Shaco pick this time. So 12-inch is not going to get the same leash that he had before, right? So he's not going to get the same slingshot that the Shaco traps were able to give him. It's going to be interesting to see how this early lane goes. I think the Vayne should still have pretty big prio. The last 2 games, Footlong's bot lane has completely disrespected the level 2.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if they respect that. I think that's a big part of why they've been put behind. So we have a trade from Ira.
Ooh, trade from Speedy and Ira, and it seems like the side of the Footlongs did win that trade.
Oh yeah.
Mid and Althena constantly trading mid on the low side here.
Yeah, so that's a huge health bar advantage.
Mid high on HP. I mean, mid higher on CS though.
Yeah, but so on the Vlad, you're obviously playing a manaless champ that is going to have a lot of early game sustain, right? Like that champion can sustain a lot back. That's kind of his core thing. Whereas Vlad losing that health and losing the mana from the trades is obviously going to be a pretty big issue for him. I don't love that he's spending so much of his mana harassing Althena, because I don't think it's going to really translate to a whole lot. Althena should eventually just heal back up, and then mid is just going to be low mana.
Ooh, Wally Warp does know that 12-inch is on the buff. The prompt does reset. Wally Warp is kind of just hovering around, trying to see if he can steal it, but 12-inch will smite this through. Lyle will go on to the trade for Hippo, wins the trade.
Great trade. Yeah.
Wally getting chased by 12-inch.
I don't think 12-inch can do this. He doesn't have top lane support right now.
Oh, and Victor is roaming first. 12-inch will have to flash to get out of there, and Wally Warp gets the first scuttle.
Well done by Wally, right? Like he's got control. A big credit to Lyle as well. Winning his top lane like this is enabling Wally to just get this scuttle crab, right? Like if Hippo has priority in that lane, the flip side happens to Wally, right? Like Wally gets chased out, Wally probably loses the flash. But because the top lane advantage is there, as I think this is a solo kill mid lane. Oh, it's flash forced out.
Ooh, that is close.
This is so bad. Mid needs to just back here. Mid, the wave is pushing into you. Just back. You gotta figure Althena's backing and porting. You should just do the same. He's a little slow on it. I think it may not end up mattering. I think he could have just backed there and ported right back, traded the ports, and then the wave would still be coming into him. He can pull his jungle over, and then it's really easy to zone Althena out of a lot more farm, especially given that he just blew his flash. Now the minion wave is going to crash. He's going to lose a little bit. I mean, it's still going to be really good for him. Maybe he had an item buy, maybe he was close to that tier Darkseal, and he just had to stay for a couple more farms. But otherwise, I think it's a little bit of a blunder.
12-inch is looking in for an invade, knowing that Wally Warp is behind because he did spend a lot of time trying to just negate 12-inch. So that's something that we have to also talk about. It was good on the side of Wally Warp to do that. He is now just a smidge behind. It shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, so Ira kind of proven me wrong on this Poppy pick. You can see what we kind of just talked about top lane is happening in the reverse on bot lane, right? So like this Poppy pick and this Ezreal are kind of carrying the lane now. The last 2 games, you've seen Kangaroo Corral lock in these longer range AD carries with more control over where the wave is at. But if Van Leona is not able to get that shove, which is leaving an opportunity for 12-inch to punish, and being a smart player that he is, he's able to just walk in and take the Gromp away. It's a little bit of a farm lead for him, 1 camp right now, not too consequential, but definitely something to look at.
Yeah. Trades happening between mid laners. Mid definitely on the healthier side with a little bit more mana, enough to kind of push him through this lead. There was a fight top lane. Did you see that? There was a fight top lane. Zach did try to go for a gank. Didn't get much out of it though.
No, that's actually pretty big.
He did get a Hippo flash. You're right.
Hippo had to flash, and he's gonna have to port back too, or he's gonna have to burn a lot of farm. He has to port here, right? He's not gonna.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, there's the port. There's the teleport. Another fight bot lane. Again, tilted to the side of Kangaroo Corral losing on the trades here. Really tough. This very impressive bot lane. Because this does cancel out a lot of what Leona can do.
That's gonna translate to an early Drake for Footlongs. Really good. You know, using their early priority bot lane to just pick up that Drake. Wally should just... Oh! Wally, if you can steal this, you are a legend among legends, but there's a
I don't think he can jump through that.
Yeah,
That is very risky.
Oh, but Iron
flashing.
Mage is dead.
Going in onto that fight, blue team will take that Drake.
Oh,
first blood onto Speedy Bandito.
That's huge. Get over there, Speedy.
Speedy
Come on.
goes in. He's gonna try and kill 12-inch. 12-inch is running away. 12-inch is coming back. Wally Warp going on to the
Lyle needs support.
Zac.
Oh, big port,
teleport
huge.
from the Mordekaiser.
Oh, Wally, you're not immortal.
Oh, Mordekaiser sends Taylor to the Death Realm. Althena just running away. 12-inch trying to survive here. They might try to dive him.
He's got to be dead here. Victor's gonna have
no. It's too risky, but you know.
I don't think it is, but
well, you know, there is some risk involved. If there's some form of outplay that he could make, I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't know his flash was up, or his flash was down, etc., etc.
So 2 for 2. First blood going over to Speedy is pretty good, but obviously the Drake went over to the Footlongs, so I think you're probably still happy with that. Because of how long he spent at that fight.
Hippo does get 3 points.
Wasn't able to just straight punish that Drake attempt in quite the same way, so he does see himself quite a bit down in farm. He needs to just start clearing his camps.
He is behind.
12-inch is just gone to, straight back to farming, and Wally Warp is not doing the same.
Ulti is going down on both mid laners, but Tilt and Tom making the difference in the gank. Pool coming in from Vlad. Vlad flash ease onto mid. Mid gets sniped by the Ezreal.
Really
1 for
good
1.
Man, full credit to Tail. If you saw it with the Ashe, when he played it in his game versus us, he's played that a couple times, I think, as well. And you see it with the Ezreal. He is great at shooting these global ultimates and actually hitting them cross map. He's really, really good with them. He can predict the movement so well. Full credit to him. That's an awesome trade kill back. Gives a kill tier 80 carry, and it evens the trade out, which otherwise would have been a pretty disastrous loss for Althena. He lost his flash and just barely didn't get the kill otherwise.
Yeah.
Still, though, sizable CS differential mid. 21 CS lead right now for mid, and the wave is coming right back to him.
Sizable differential mid in bot, not mid, but bot too. It's about almost 20. Oh no, it is 20. And they are winning these trades, so this is kind of rough.
That's really rough. They just got the ult and flash out of Speedy, and this big wave is crashing, and they may just get zoned out of all of it. They have to wait for their wave to walk up to cover them from a lot of the Ezreal damage that's coming through. But you're feeling it right out. I think this is
Zac going in for a gank. Onto Althena. Does not do it instead.
Obviously, really good protection in a short lane like this. But really good.
Ooh, Lyle flashes the hip, the set ulti. I just love that people can do that. You just spam flash, and as soon as you land away from this, on the set ult, you just get out.
So going to be interesting. I think Lyle's safe here. Hippo has 3 minions. He can hold a freeze if he'd like.
Ooh. This is scary.
This is so well done by Hippo. Hippo backing here, this is really smart. So Lyle doesn't have port to punish this. This wave is going to sit right in front of the tower top lane. He's going to walk back. All of it is going to basically be denied from Lyle. And on the flip side, Hippo is going to catch a really stacked wave and be able to just hold it here.
True.
Really, really good wave management from him. 12-inch also able to take the Herald. I don't think he can do this. He doesn't have mid cryo, and his top laner is going to be holding a freeze.
Oh man, let me hold your thought right there, and let me just direct you to Hippo's items once more. It's too scary. I can't tell. I can't tell.
Yeah,
it's a pickaxe. It's a pickaxe with a longsword. We don't know
because those components. Oh, we got an ult.
Pickaxe goes into Bork. What do you mean?
Oh, does it?
Yeah, pickaxe is a Bork item. Ooh, Lyle going on to Lyle kills 12-inch. I'm so sorry for that, folks. But who got the Rip Herald? Oh yeah, my gosh.
Herald went over to Kangaroo Corral, and they killed 12-inch. Really, really good by Lyle to just walk up. So greedy on the part of 12-inch to go for that Herald attempt. You know your top laner, we just talked about it, is freezing top. right, has a huge wave advantage should he want it, but that means you can't go into that Herald because you do not have priority coming from your solo laner, and you know mid lane is going really heavily in the favor of Valtech mid, so he's going to be there first as well. Greedy of him to go and try it, but great job by Lyle walking down, realizing that he's staying around way too much, and just grabbing him in the ult and really landing all his abilities, killing him, right? You can see the reason why they put the early priority on this Mordekaiser. It's working out really well for them game 2 and now game 3 as well. IREP is mid lane.
Poppy gets stunned. Was that an Urgot ulti?
Yeah, I think it missed.
Did it? It
must
have
have
missed.
missed.
It must have missed.
Still,
Yeah, so
they're gonna get the kill.
Yeah, and I think they're looking at just warding the dragon. Gonna walk away because they don't really have the prio.
So top lane Hippo just lost his flash as well, so it looks like Lyle is really taking control of that solo lane. Again, you're starting to see the power of this Mordekaiser as the game goes on, as he gets those items, he just takes over. And it's going to be really rough for the Footlongs, right? Like, they're losing priority in one of their lanes. They've already kind of lost at mid. Bot lane is really their saving grace, which is why you see 12-inch here really covering them on the crash here. I love using the Herald here.
Ooh, okay, Tilla passed the blow flash
to the tail whip.
for Wally.
Great job by Wally. I think that is pretty smart. You know, Poppy's not here to block you, and you see the Ian aggressively pull the trigger on that. A lot of junglers might have been scared to go for it, but he's not, and he actually gets the flash to the tail whip right before the Drake. And you see now for this Drake fight, they don't really have great Drake control.
Well, they don't have Vlad there either, and they really should give this, but they're gonna try and hover around this. Vlad is on his way.
And he may have an
decides not to come.
They just need to get out of here. Kangaroo Krell, I think, is going to get out unless they let Poppy get too close. Wally just needs to get out of here.
Wally blows ult to try and get Athena away. Just walks away.
I think they're out here. Yeah. All right. Really, really good. They should lose. So, okay, 12-inch is right to do this. I think taking Wolves here is fine.
Okay.
That's kind of the cost of the play, but Wally Warp doesn't think so. He's going in, and maybe he's right. 12-inch doesn't have his team
the Wolves. 12-inch going in for the greedy play. But I guess doesn't. Walks away. Scott, did he get the Wolves?
I think he did. I'm actually not sure. It doesn't really matter. I don't think.
I know.
Were lost.
No suns were lost. Ooh. Another
fight so careful.
Hippo fighting Lyle one more time.
That Mordekaiser E, if you pull the set, you got to be really careful with it. Other champs pulling him behind you can be really good. But with Set, you got to be careful. If a Set gets behind you, he's flipping you back into his tower.
Yeah.
Wait, this is a Poppy.
Oh.
You gotta be careful.
Okay. Another fight ensues.
I think there's a death round.
Lyle death round Hippogriff. Hippo will die to Lyle.
Yeah. Dang.
Ooh,
I mean,
Hippo, Lyle's on a killing spree.
Lyle's on a mission tonight, man.
This is redemption on Lyle.
Oh heck yeah. We have first tower for Tailwhip in the bot lane. He is the sole hope of Footlongs right now. Really, everywhere else is behind, but he's really doing his part to carry it.
Oh, they go back onto IREP. Lyle's coming back for round 2. Let's see if this works. Ooh!
12-inch is
12-inch gets caught. 12-inch has to flash out. Hippo is TPing into this. Ooh, 12-inch misses the ult. Hippo grabs Tilted Tom.
Tom needs to accept his fate here and die. Oh, this is so bad. Lyle's gonna go down and give a shutdown too. This is really bad. Oh, is it gonna go down? Oh, really bad by Athena, honestly, to steal that. He needed to let that go. Tailwhip would have had it. I know it's a weird situation, but if you give that to your Ezreal takes over the game. Still really, really good. Now you got a big Vlad too. I mean, the Vlad is catching right back up.
I think it's okay to give it on the Vlad just because the Vlad is gonna get big. And I think having both a Vlad and an Ezreal just kind of take over is really problematic. And no one wants that. Yeah,
no, for sure. Yeah. Really big blunder. Great port by Hippo though. Hippo putting in there.
Hippo. Blunder by Team Kangaroo Corral. They still. Oh wait, I just noticed the gold lead.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty sizable 3K gold lead. Most of that appears to be bot lane. You got 1,000 on IREP, and you got what, about 1,400 on Tailwhip.
Yeah.
Actually,
Urgot has about a 700 gold lead. Yeah. Mid and jungle are. Ooh, wait! I just noticed Vlad has a futures market. he
Yep.
went negative this game. Negative just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, I actually love it on the Vlad. If you think you can get out of the early landing phase, fine, which he mostly did this game. Futures market is actually going to help you hit your item breakpoints a lot more efficiently. You can see he went negative, but now he's got the pen boots and the proto belt
Belt.
for that fight, which is, obviously pretty consequential. It's good 'cause
another
it can
fight
allow you
going
to
on.
parry with its belt.
Another fight going on between Hippo and Lyle. 12-inch will come in the fray. Lyle ults Hippo. 1v1
It's a
fight
kill.
once more.
It's a kill, yeah.
Wally Warp will join this fight.
Oh, huge!
Gets Hippo. Pulls 12-inch. Will
I
they
don't know
dive
if they
12-inch?
can kill.
They
I
are
don't think
looking
they can.
towards it. Ooh.
Just barely can't get the
Lyle
kill.
blocks the Ergot
Oh,
ult.
Oh, Tilted Tom!
Oh my gosh, Tilted Tom
That's
going
a
on.
battle,
Oh
Leona!
my gosh!
Let's go! You gotta love it. So a lot of the Kangaroo Corral, Tom is really, really known to roam around a lot on the map, and a lot of their games you've seen some of them have looked like they're just basically leaving Speedy out to dry. You love to see him being in exactly the right place at the right time a couple times in this series, and it's making a difference, right? Like right there is pretty huge. Getting a kill on the jungler is going to help them get really great priority over this Drake, provided Athena doesn't outplay Speedy here. Speedy gets away.
Speedy should be fine. He did blow Proto Belt. Won't be able to back for this Drake. This Drake should be up in less than a minute.
Yeah. I mean, this Drake
Actually,
is gonna
10
be big.
seconds, and
Yeah, this Drake is a big
Speedy
deal.
has yet to back.
Yeah, Speedy not getting a back off is huge. And again, you can see the power of the futures market on Athena. He's going to have his items here. So this Drake fight is going to be
Hippo
a big
doesn't
deal.
seem to be joining them. He does not have TP either. Which
Alright,
begs the
so
question, are they willing to fight this 4v5? And they are.
I think this is a wipe. I think this is so good for Kangaroo Corral.
This is a wipe for Kangaroo Corral. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh. Ezreal
Huh?
chunking them down. Tilted Tom getting
Be
low.
careful how far you go.
Lyle chasing 12-inch. 12-inch is really low. Wally Warp is soloing Dragon.
Gil has
They're on
ult
the
for
chase.
Lyle too.
Lyle ulties Tail Whip into the Death Realm.
Oh, but can you kill the Ezreal?
Oh
he
my gosh,
can't.
he did not have W.
Ezreal straight up just kills him in the Death Realm. I
Hey,
think he overextended
Did
a little
Lyle
bit
not have
thinking-
W? You never
must not
ulted
have.
80. You
Yeah,
never ulted 82 without a W. That is Mordekaiser rule 101.
Yeah, he must have. Yeah, he must have already had used it in the fight. I think he just saw that he still had ultimate and saw an 80 carry and thought he could kill it. but
Oh,
that's
there is a
Ezreal.
TP from Alfina coming from behind. Will they be
You
able
gotta
to
get
do
the kill.
this?
You have
This
to kill
is
Tail Whip.
very dangerous. This might be a 2-for-2. Tilted Tom will just have to run. Tilted Tom
Tilted
dancing
Tom,
in front of
I
Alfina.
love it!
Tilted Tom instead of running,
Get
dancing
it
in
to
front
him,
of Alfina.
Tom! Get out of there!
Turret has been destroyed.
Meanwhile, Hippo's splitting in the top side. Tom is running for his life. 12-inch misses another Urgot ult.
Mid not coming to the safety of Tilted Tom.
I
Tilted
love
Tom
it.
knows that he's getting out of there.
That's my boy, dude. I love it from Tom. The BM, the emotes. I almost got fined there for a second. Tom's getting me hyped up at 10:21 at night. I'm gonna get in trouble for getting that loud, but who cares? That was awesome.
Whew. What an exciting game back and forth between
This is a banger.
both Kangaroo Corral and the Footlongs.
Yeah. So
And look
critically,
at the sizable gold lead before you continue. Look at this. Look at the gold lead difference
Yeah.
now. And they've
dude,
closed
it
that
was
gap
3K
pretty
a
well.
second ago. Yeah, it was 3K. It's 1K now, right? Like huge.
All right, continue your thought.
You got so Hippo critically didn't have teleport there, and they didn't secure early control over the river. So I think that should have always just been a give from.
Yeah,
Footlong.
I just
They
don't
needed to get
understand
that
why
drip.
they decided to fight that. Maybe they thought that Mordekaiser would be answering.
Maybe, yeah,
But you
maybe
just
they
never know,
didn't-
right? Unless you know that the Mordekaiser's there, you should not be trying to fight that.
Yeah,
But kudos honestly to the Kangaroo Corral for stepping it up. They Lyle just walked straight down instead of matching instead of matching Hippo, and I think that was just a great move.
So I don't know if they're trolling me or not, but we have 3 healing cut items on the side of Kangaroo Trail. I think that is about too many.
Hey, I mean, you gotta make sure that you can proc it whenever you want. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, who are you building that for?
I mean, it might be a
flat.
little bit. It might be no. It's not just flat. It's for the set. The set does not have Strike Breaker. The set has a Gore Drinker. So I mean,
Urgot paid his
they are
taxes, by
gonna
the way. Urgot has
Ooh.
a 1300 QSS.
12
That is-
inch is done getting ulted by Lyle.
I mean, that's fine though. If you're Lyle, you got to be really happy. At this stage of the game, I think that's a mistake. I don't think he should be ulting Lyle anymore. I think every fight now he needs to just grab the Vlad, put the Vlad in the death realm, and keep Vlad
Yeah,
from 1v9ing the game. You
that's
have to
true.
just trust your team can win the 4v4 if Vlad is not there to kill them all, right?
I agree.
Prevent Vlad from having that massive team fight impact that we know Althena on the Vlad in particular can have. Tom's flashing in mid. We got to fight.
Totally
Irep
tries to
using
get
the
out. Poppy gets everyone out there.
great use of the
Disengages the
Poppy
fight.
ult. Yeah,
Good
really
looks
good disengage from the Poppy.
Good looks. Oh, look at the gold. Look at the gold difference again. It's just
It's just
slowly
shrinking.
decreasing. Yeah.
Yeah, shrinking. I think they blew a wave somewhere. They may have lost the wave top lane because you can see it's now slow pushing back. Not sure if anyone actually caught that. It may have just burned into the tower. Yeah. Really, really good looks from Kangaroo Corral. I think they're in full control. I don't love the itemization, but I think the only Grievous who wins this game should be maybe on the Victor.
I agree. Just
I
because
think
he
the
has the
Victor is
ability to spread the
he's probably the
AoE
best applier. I don't think Vayne even procs him very well. And I think Vayne is just way better with other items here. I think you could even just do like a Wit's End. Right, you have a behind Urgot and a behind Set for AD. Ezreal is going to be doing some AD, but he's going to be doing a lot of magic too.
For a gank on Lyle Wall. Just trying to get Althena to safety. Tilt the Tom and Wally Warp waiting in the wings to see if something can happen. Speedy Bandito joining them. Speedy post I down with some autos. I have just too tanky of a beast to just kind of run him down. What's going on here? Hippo is pushing bot. Trying to get that rolling. Aiming for the tower because he doesn't seem like he's gonna get contested.
Yeah, I mean, Hippo is just free pushing bot. No one's responded to him. We have Drake in 30 seconds. So I want to see which team can jockey for control of the river here first. I think Kangaroo Corral needs to push one more wave out, but maybe if they just get into the river here right now, the threat of Soul Point is going to be enough.
Ooh, they do get the subtle vision, so that's a plus. That's a plus for Kangaroo Corral.
Yeah, so critically, Hippo is also in position for a potentially nasty flank. If he can get everyone into that Vlad ultimate, I think the fight is still super winnable for the Footlongs.
Yeah.
As we have...
Oh, another fight ensues.
Leona ult misses. CC down.
Yeah, goes into 12 inch. Set ultis Wally Warp.
Irep goes down.
Vayne is just free hitting Hippogriff.
Hippo's taking a lot of damage here.
Goes
Lyle
down.
Wolf's
Hippogriff
really
will go
carrying.
down
I
too.
think it's a win.
Philip is getting chased down.
Vayne is dashing in. I think there's a kill for Speedy with the Mortal Reminder
one for
attack.
one. Ooh.
Triple kill. Results-based analysis says he was right the whole time. And we have an ace that is a 3 for 5, or 2 for 5, I'm sorry. And the Drake is going over to Kangaroo Corral. And, I mean, I'm going to be honest, this is starting to look like the upset.
The Mama Knows buff is pushing through.
Mama Knowles buff never fails. And you're starting to see the sort of unpredictable starting to come, you know, the upset is really happening here. I love the draft adaptations. Really, you know, story of this game has been the Vayne pick. I wish Abron would stop helping other teams with their draft, but the Vayne flex has actually baited out some really weird matchups. And the Mordekaiser pick in game 2, and then pushing it to the top 3 in game 3, so you can be sure you secure it, has been like huge for them. But still not over yet. You can see now that gold lead 2 is 1,000 in the favor of Kangaroo Corral, right? And I think their team comp should pretty much outscale. So this is a really winning spot for them, I think. As long as you don't give Vlad a nasty fight, I think they can just win the game. And they have all the tools to stop Vlad, too. So, I mean, emphasis on all the tools. They have lots of heal cut. They have that, they have the Mortal, they got everything.
This is good. This is good on the side of Team Kangaroo Corral. They have pushed the lead and brought it. I mean, they have pushed at the Physic, brought it around, and now they're the ones with a small but like soon to be substantial, hopefully, gold lead.
LDR on Vayne. That is.
I think it's for the 4 laners. I mean, the 4 players.
I mean, I don't
that are
despise it.
Ezreal.
Yeah, you got an Ezreal Frozen Heart. Yeah, maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, you have a Poppy high in HP, Vlad
I don't know.
relatively high in HP.
Higher elo than
Because
us.
I know-
Unless if that's bad.
Well, no, well, It's because Vlad. Ooh, they are starting Baron here. And
They don't
they're
know.
into
They're sleeping
vision.
again. This happened in game 1 too.
Mid gets the vision this time a little bit early, so that's good. But there's no one there. Mordekaiser only
There's gonna be a nasty flank here. Mordekaiser's
There's
behind
gonna be a
him.
fight here.
So
Mordekaiser
Baron
goes
goes
in.
over the footlongs,
Starts the
but
fight. Hippo ultis the
oh, the
Lyle,
Urgot ult
Lyle
goes
ultis
wide.
Lyle ultis Hippo. Will Lyle
kill
go
him.
down? Hippo goes down by Lyle. 12-inch running away for dear
Wally Warp
life.
still has
4
passive.
people chasing IREP. Back to the fight too. Okay. Poppy goes down to Victor. Will
Tailwhip is
Tailwhip
cornered
go
here.
down?
He's
Tailwhip
cornered
is
against
gonna
the
get
wall
flanked
versus
by the...
mid.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he gets one though. Triple
Okay.
kill for mid. So in the end, it's going to be a 4-for-1 with Baron going over to the lone Urgot. Oh,
Ooh,
may have
okay.
played him.
12-inch had to flash for that. Good flash. Was aware of his surroundings.
They're just eating tower shots now.
You know, I think they wanted it, but then they were like, no, we shouldn't.
So I mean, there's a lot of golden XP on the Baron, and you've also just denied, you've denied the Baron threat from the other team. Obviously, not the way you wanted to get out there, but the gold lead's more narrow, right? Like,
It
it
was
was an ugly
300
fight.
now. It was 300. It's almost 1,000 now.
what? I thought it was almost. I thought it was over 1,000. at one
Nope,
point, but maybe I'm wrong.
It
Maybe I
was.
did
It
wrong.
was. Yeah, it was 300. I think. Last time I checked, and then it is almost. It is almost 1,000. Getting
Yeah,
close.
good,
Around 900.
good catch by Matthias in chat, by the way. That pop yell damn near caught mid out, and if it gets him out of the fight, that could look completely different. Just missed there. Really, you can see the point of this poppy, right? Like, if you're actually able to ult 2 or 3 people out of the fight, you can get a, you know, you can turn a 5v5 into a 5v2, right?
Yeah,
Like,
there is a reason for everything. Ooh, it's clipped by the Ezreal ulti. They are gonna try and do a lot with this Baron push.
they're using it well. Mid is porting to try to control it, and there's the poppy W to ground the Zac.
Seth is walking down for what looks to be a futuristic team fight.
So I would really love it if they just keep pushing mid here. Keep pushing mid. It is so hard to engage. They're gonna go for the bot turret, which is fine. Still
They
50
do.
seconds on Drake. I would like to see them just hold this mid priority. There's no threat to you in the mid lane right now.
Well, Lyle is hiding in the wings, just seeing if any unlucky soul will walk through.
But just controlling the river is pretty huge.
Ooh, almost
So-
pulls Poppy, but does not. Oh my gosh, Tilted Tom going
Tilted
on
Tom
to
with a
the
net.
Ezreal.
That is such
Ezreal
a good
going down
engage.
to-
You've got
to
dead
Victor.
Ezreal already. But on the flip side, Althena got a nasty ult off on the back. It's not
So
enough.
chaotic.
Though.
Lyle is 1v1ing Hippo in the death realm. Hippo should go down. Lyle instead opts to Zanya. Hippo gets chased down by Wally Warp. They're using the Gore Drinker. 12-inch should go down. They're still chasing down Hippogriff. Let's see if anything goes through.
I think this is soul. This should be soul. 10 seconds on
They
Drake.
should be
Got no
soul.
jungle.
They have
There's
3
a
down.
3-for-0 team fight.
There's very rare. There's a very small margin of a chance for either tanks to steal this Drake. They really should just be defending.
I just gotta say, yeah, I mean, I agree in chat, draft diff is huge. Tilted Tom absolutely smurfing that fight. Catching the Ezreal there, really tough champion, notoriously difficult to pin down, and he absolutely locked him down pre-fight. Killed, we've talked about it all game, right? Tailwhip was the lone, like, leader in this game. He was ahead.
Yeah.
Game was on him, right? And Tilted Tom absolutely played that beautifully, locked down his buddy Tailwhip, and was able to pick him off pre-fight and help carry the game.
Well, Tilted Tom again
Absolutely
and again.
massive.
Tilted Tom again and again has been proven to just keep getting these pretty good engages or really good picks off. And it's just unfortunate that Tailwhip is on the receiving end of those picks. But you know, kudos to Kangaroo Corral. They are pulling off this comp. The gold lead is growing, and they do have Soul now, which is good because it is Ocean Soul.
Yeah, just looking at
So
the
these
Discord,
fights are going to be a lot harder.
I don't see Avarn in chat, so I don't know how we'll pull him in for interview after, but this Vayne pick has been fantastic. I love the suggestion, and both Mid and Speedy played it perfectly. This is, I mean, this is just a huge draft dip, I think. They're executing the fights well, not taking away from anything.
Tilted Tom gets picked out, but he is really tanky, so let's
He's got
see.
Ocean Soul, he's Leona.
Oh, but he will get pulled. He will get pulled. There is TP for Mordekaiser.
He's caught.
Poppy will throw the R. Mordekaiser
Good ult.
goes away.
Yeah,
Say
good ult by
goodbye to
Poppy.
Mord. Yeah, good disengage. They picked one, they
Well,
ran. That's I think the like how they should be fighting these fights.
Yeah,
They
if
should
you're
be trying to
Footlongs
get hit
here,
as much as they can. But
you're trying to get this game to an Elder and get the Elder and maybe get a Miracle Team fight. Right now, this is definitely Kangaroo Corral's game to lose. They are on the verge of a huge upset. This is the bottom ranked TCL team right now versus the top ranked TCL team, right? Like,
yeah, one of the top 3 TCL teams right now.
yeah,
And they're
really
just showing
struggling.
up.
And huge props to literally everyone on the side of Kangaroo Corral. They're all playing better than we've seen them play all season. Mid is back in form, it looks like. Absolutely dominating the series. Really got the better of Althena, it looks like, every game.
Oh,
Wow,
and
Walt is carrying really hard with this Mordekaiser pick.
oh, that is a big onto the holy warp. Let's see if he can get out.
Their whole team is here. This is really sloppy.
It's really rough on the side of Kangaroo Corral because
Mordekaiser's going to be able to
not walking
stall
as a
here.
team. No, but watch this. Mid and ADC are looking to push this.
Yeah, they're just pushing mid.
Yeah.
And the Mordekaiser's stalling for so long. He's
Yeah.
got one. He's
Well,
got this
Mordekaiser's
helmet.
just
so they'll
stalling.
stall.
What?
Oh,
Black
this is
gets the
so
back
bad.
though.
There's still a Zac with passive here, too. They can stall this for a long time.
They can keep going. Oh my
Just
god, is
end
this
the
how
game.
the game ends?
Just send it.
There's no way.
I love it. Just go for it. Dive the... Oh, great CC chain.
Get him.
Can't get
Yes.
the
Oh my
W
gosh, wait.
This is game.
Kangaroo
think
Corral
this is
pulled
good.
off an upset. Will they be able to finish this? They take IRIP down. Philip is trying to
This is game.
save his full base.
Wow.
Ergon is not able to back. It's over, folks.
That's the upset right there. Dang. What a banger series.
Dude, I don't
All
know.
right, I'm all
It's
for that.
so
That was pretty
insane.
awesome. That was darn amazing. Looking at the damage graphs, Ezreal trying his hardest. Can't
Oh
really
my
pull it
gosh,
out.
look at the damage charts on the Ezreal, but unfortunately,
That's gotta feel bad.
two carries are better than one. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I mean,
let's
huge
wind it
prop-
down a little. Let's wind it down a little.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank
Huge
you.
props to who? Huge props to
I
who?
was gonna say huge props to solo laners on Kangaroo Corral.
Yeah, and huge props to Speedy for trying to hold the fort down while the soul laners just get everything going through. On our channels, what for some reason OBS Ninja kills one of the audio channels when we go in and out of the game. Oh, so
Duck
how
Van
is this
Dykes is
so how is
Tigers.
this interview gonna play?
Dude, it's so hard. So obviously, you could give it to, I think, either of the solo laners, and Speedy also played really well.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Personally?
It's either the soul laners or it's Speedy.
Well, so what I was gonna say is, I think a lot of it, especially in the biggest game of them all, Game 3, was set up by Tom.
I know, that's the
I think
thing.
Tom played
That's also
so
the thing.
well.
Game
I also
3 was
love support
heavily
players,
dictated
too.
by Tom. Like Game
TJ
3
is
was
spamming
heavily.
Tom in chat too.
I know.
Tom's getting some love in chat. I kind of want to bring Tom in here for this interview.
All right, let's bring Tom in here. I think honestly, it's Tom's day today. I'm sorry, Speedy's fiance, but Tom honestly just pulled this through for his team.
Yeah, chat is spamming Tom now. By the way, Music, you are muted and deafened on Discord, so you're gonna have to undo that.
Sounds good.
If we can get
I can pull
Tilted
Tilted
Tom
Tom.
in here.
I can pull him. Has he agreed to an interview? Okay, cool.
Hey, Tilted Tom!
Hey.
You guys just pulled the upset out of your pants. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty good after that one. Like, I don't want to like say it, but that was like a huge upset. Like we're probably like, I think at the draft, like we were considered like one of the better teams, and then we've like definitely fumbled around for the past couple weeks, but getting a win off the Footlongs, honestly, it feels so nice.
So you guys, let's just dive right into it. You looked really coordinated. A lot seems to have changed between your last couple games, where you've come like pretty close in a couple of these series, to now where you're really looking a lot more in lockstep with one another. So I just have to ask: did the car accident make your roams better?
I mean, it might have. I can't say for sure, but I got this big old bruise on my arm right now, and maybe that's what's giving me the luck.
Yeah, well, obviously we're glad to see you're doing okay and doing pretty darn well tonight. Your whole team's doing well. Um, honestly, gotta ask, how does it feel to have such nasty solo laners? And also, where did the idea of that Vayne flex come from? Was it really Avarn? Because I saw a crazy DM list where Avarn is telling him to run the Vayne mid.
Okay, so I basically like the way that I went through all of that is I saw the post that Abarn put in chat where he's just like, "Hey, I heard the Kangaroo Corral's got a real spicy pick for tonight." And then I looked at Eli and I was like, "Hey Eli, what's the spicy pick? I have no idea." And they just Vayne.
Ah, well, you know what? Abarn is pretty good at draft, as I've learned. So
Yeah.
I think following his advice can be pretty good. Yeah. Music, you got anything you want to add here? Any questions for the boy, the victorious support himself, battle
Yeah.
hardened
So
Tom, as
so
2J calls him?
what were the thoughts going in like after game one? Like how were you guys feeling? Like how did that
Um,
go?
I mean, like we were a little shaken up. Like honestly, I had a lot of nerves. That's because I'm good friends with Tail Whip. I know he's a really good ADC. He's like ranked in the top 3 consistently each week. I'm really good friends with Denny Althena. He's on my school team with me, so I know that he's a very, what's the best word to use? He's just a good player overall. Like he listens to his team. He has very good mechanics. And then 12-inch, of course, Raymond, like he's just the captain of that team. Like he's like the mast and the sail of the ship. Probably even
Yeah.
the ship itself, honestly. So we were like a little concerned. And then game 1 happened and we there was like a little argument in comms how we could have played it better, but like everyone just took like a 3-minute mental break. We came back, we collected, and the Vayne flex came through. Uh, I was on comfort, pick champions all night, so that felt really good. And then Speedy put in a lot of work too. Like, I can't take all the credit in the bot lane. There's 2 people down there. Speedy, like, I haven't even seen him play Vayne before until today, so I was a little concerned about that flex, but he managed to pull it off, and we managed to take this series.
Right. Heck yeah.
Nice.
So one final question here, and I'll close it out. Looking ahead, you guys have a date with Front to Back next week. So looking in advance, knowing that you're gonna lose next week, would you like to forecast anything? What do we have to look forward to? Feel free to leak all your picks and bans.
I really want you to do the anti-heal Mordekaiser versus
All
Bennett,
right.
and I can tell
Consider
you
it.
right now, if you do the anti-heal Mordekaiser, we will handshake, and Bennett will do Grassberg up.
That
Oh
seems like a fair trade to me. All right. Well, thank you, Tilted Tom.
yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
putting us
Yeah, no
both now
problem.
in first place with this win. We are happy boys in this party room. And I think that's going to be it
All right.
for our match of the night.
All right. We'll see you later. I'll move you back.